Ayan. So thank you so much po sa mga nag-open ng camera natin. Yung mga uncomfortable naman na mag-open ng camera, it's okay. And hindi naman tayo pure English for tonight, mga ma'am, sir. Pwede ako mag-Tagalog, pwede kayong mag-Tagalog pag magtatanong kayo. Pero syempre, yung discussion po natin ay about English. Okay, so I will now share my screen to you guys so that you can see my PowerPoint presentation. So, okay, this one. Okay, now guys, so can you now see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. Medyo hindi ko makikita yung yung chat. Ayan, ito. Yes po, yes po, yes po. Ayan, dito pala nakikita yung chat. Okay, anyway, so since nakita nyo naman na ako, pwede ko nang i-close yung camera dahil medyo pangit ang background natin ngayon. Okay, so permission to stop the video. All right. Okay. Play ko na to. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen clearly now? Can you see my screen clearly? Okay, that's great. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to General Education English. Okay, so I am Miss Fabricates A. Visperas. I am a licensed professional teacher, and I am a senior high school teacher here in Sacred Heart College, Lucena. Okay, so welcome to our group study for tonight. Okay, so I'm very privileged to be one of your the teachers that will be sharing you some knowledge for tonight. Okay, as part of your review. All right. So medyo makikita nyo guys dito yung chat box Taga Lucena City po pala kayo, ma'am. Yes po, I am from Lucena City. Okay. So, ayan, I was invited by Sir Chops to handle English review as part of your examinations or whatever examinations that you will be taking. So, yeah. Okay. So, I am just, how many years? 2 years licensed professional teacher pa lang po ako. So, medyo bago-bago pa lang. And I was recently hired nga po pala sa Sacred Heart College. So, yun po yung aking first job talaga as a teacher. Pero, yung pinakang namin, pagiging LPT namin is pa siya, noong 2019. So, dahil nagkaroon tayo ng pandemya, medyo nagka-problema din tayo sa paghahanap ng trabaho. So, ayun nga. So, I'm here to help you guys for your review in English sa mga magte-take po ng kung ano naman pong examination. Pwede po kayong kumuha ng mga paper and ball pen, or you can screenshot the lesson that we will be discussing for tonight. Okay? Okay. Lucena City rin po. Ayan, good evening. Ayan, welcome po sa ating group study. Okay, so pwede po kayong mag-unmute. So let's begin. Masaya to guys, masaya to, promise. Padadaliin lang natin ang English. Okay, so guys, so the coverage of today's review is going to be about vocabulary, which is very essential in our daily lives, because we are going to talk about different words. We are going to talk about highfalutin words. When we say highfalutin, it's H-I-F-A-L-U-T-I-N, highfalutin. Am I right? Yeah, L-U-T-I-N. It's unfamiliar words. Okay, so it's unfamiliar words that you can encounter, especially when you're going to take the board exam. PRC is very particular with highfalutin words. So it's important that you know some difficult words. Okay, so next is grammar and correct usage. Okay, so we will be talking about what is grammar, how grammar is used, and also we are going to talk about the subject verb agreement. Okay, and this will follow the organization of your ideas. Okay, so if you know how to use or how to follow the rules in subject verb agreement, well, you can organize ideas well. Okay, so next, of course, this is one of the hardest part in taking the entrance examination, board examination, and etc. The reading comprehension. Because in reading comprehension, you will analyze and synthesize. Okay, we have analysis and synthesis here. You're going to evaluate the text, you're going to evaluate the passage, you're going to evaluate a selection and a sentence or just an idea. So it is also necessary for us professionals to know how to comprehend what we are reading. All right? And ayan, ba't parang nawala yung nandito ko? Okay, anyway. So, next is we are going to have word analogy. Okay, word analogy, which is also part of our English review for tonight. All right? So, are you ready for our discussion for tonight? Are you ready? Are your pens ready? Your ears and eyes ready? Okay. Thank you so much po sa mga nagre-respond. Okay, that's great. Let's go, ma'am. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay. So anyway, we will be taking break in between this discussion. Okay. So if you want to eat, it's fine. If you want to drink, that's fine. Okay. If you want to watch a movie, that's fine. As long as your ears and eyes are here in this discussion. All right. Okay. By the way, if you cannot clearly hear me, let me know because I will look here in my chat box so that I can know if you can follow or not. All right. Okay, so first, what time is it? It's 7:13. So now let's first begin with what is or what do we mean by English subject? Okay. So English subject is often split into two main topics, which obviously can help a student to improve his or her skills in English. Okay. These two topics are English literature and English language. Okay. So an English subject is parted into two. So it could be read, it could be spoken. Okay. And when we talk about English literature, it is simply the study of different books and writings from authors past and up to present. Okay. But more of English literature, it is not just about the study of different books, but it is also a body of written words. So everything that you read, especially now that you are taking a review for your upcoming examination, you read books. What else? You make your own reviewers. Okay, that's also a form of literature. So the name has traditionally been applied to those imaginative works of poetry. Okay, so when we write poems, it is a form of literature already. Okay, it could be sung. A poetry could be sung. Okay, the songs that we are singing every day, we're listening every day. It is a form. It is in a form of a poetry or a poem. Okay, so in a poetry, we usually tell our feelings, emotions, or etc. What can we imagine? So we just we feel like a literarian when we make a poetry or a poem. Okay, especially when we love someone, right? I hope you even write a poem for someone that you love, someone that you care of. Okay, that's already a form of a literature. Next, prose. So this is in a form of a paragraph. Okay, this is in a form of a paragraph. Um, when we read what do you call this? Autobiography, biography, or story, this is in a form of a paragraph. Unlike poetry, take note, baka lumabas sa exam, poetry is in a form of stanza. Okay, that's the key. Poetry, stanza. Prose, paragraph. Did you get me? Okay, next. So this is distinguished by intentions of their authors and the perceived aesthetic excellence of their execution. So when you are making a literature, this is always beautiful. Whatever you write there, it is always beautiful. Because it's about your imaginative works, imaginative mind. Okay? Are we clear? Should we move to the next one? Clear? So you can type in the chat box so that I know, so that I can know. All right. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. So before we go to the topics that we will be discussing for tonight, now I will give you some tips first on how to answer your upcoming examination. Okay, because I want to share to you um, what do you call this? What I have learned during my review in the licensure examination for teachers. So these techniques are really helpful, and you can use this also when you take your examination. So these are the multiple choice test taking tips and strategies. So college entrance exam, classroom tests, and most other examinations contain multiple choice questions. Okay, so if you are preparing for an entrance examination, learning some test taking strategies will be very beneficial for you. So you here who are in our Zoom meeting for tonight have the privilege because you can take down notes about how are you going to take um, the tips with you when you are about to take the examination, the actual examination. Okay, so this is very beneficial. You have the privilege and you are very lucky because um, you can apply these techniques and strategies, tips. Okay, because we know that multiple choice items are very difficult also, especially when the choices are almost the same. Yeah, so you can use this. So very first one is you have to read the entire question, just the entire question. Okay, you have to read a multi-choice question in its entirety, the whole thing, the whole question first before glancing over the answer options. Examiners often think they know what the question is asking before reading it and jump straight to the most logical answer. Okay, so when you're going to take your examination, so especially probably, of course, most of the items are in a multiple choice question because you're going to shade, right? You're going to shade your answers or you're going to circle or box your answer, whatever it is, as long as it is a multiple choice question. You have to read the entire question first before you jump to the answer options. So this is a big mistake and can cost you dearly on multiple choice exams. So you have to read the questions thoroughly, okay? When we say thoroughly, okay, when we say thoroughly, this is completely. The same with completely. You have to read each question completely before reviewing answer options. All right? Okay. So this one, number 2. So now, answer it in your mind first. After you read the question, of course, you have to answer it in your mind first. That's why we are reviewing for tonight. Okay, that's why you are reviewing for your upcoming examination. The moment that you read the question, so you should know first the answer in your mind. And then, after that, this will help you prevent from talking yourself out of the correct answer. So if you're done reading the entirety of the question, then first, before going over the answer options, answer it in your mind first. Okay? Next. Now, when you're done with that, eliminate wrong answers. You are going to use the process of elimination. This is really very helpful because in the examination, in the test questionnaires, you will be having 4 to 5 options. It's either A to D or A to E, right? And then you have to eliminate answer options which you're 100% sure are not or incorrect, that are not incorrect before selecting the answer you believe is correct. Okay? So, kailangan, pag magsasagot po tayo ng multiple choice, since minsan 4 to 5 ang ating pinamimilian, so probably alisin natin ang dalawang hindi naman kasali at pampagulo lang. Pampagulo. So, multiple choice items or answer options ay palagi tayong ginugulo ng 2 to 3 na options. Okay? Even when you believe you know the right answer, first, eliminating those answers you know are incorrect will ensure your answer choice is the correct choice. Say, for example, you have already read the entirety of the question. Then you answer it in your mind. Then, you are eliminating the answers, and the answer that you thought is correct is really wrong and you have eliminated, well, that's the time for you to change your answer. Okay, are we clear? Professionals, are we clear? Okay. So we are all professional here. I know that you will all pass your examination. Okay, so this is one good example. Okay, so the country roads are quite perilous. Okay, so in here, take a look at the example in the under the elimination of answers. So letters A, B, and C. I mean A, B, and D are positive words: calm, safe, and quiet. So those are positive words. So one is different. Since calm, safe, and quiet could be just the same. And then letter C is hazardous. It's different, right? So you may thought that this is the correct answer. Okay? And then when you are done eliminating choices, so that's the time that you decide, oh, this is different. Maybe this is the answer. And that is mostly the correct answer. Okay? All right, got it. Okay, that's great. That's great, that's great, that's great. Okay, so use the process of elimination. Okay, so this is just the same. Using the process of elimination, you just have to cross out all the answers you know are incorrect. Then just focus on the remaining answers. Not only this strategy saves time, okay? But it also greatly increases your likelihood of selecting the correct answer. So that's what I am talking about, or I was talking about earlier. Because since you just have to choose between two options. So if kung siya'y apat, natanggal mo na yung dalawa na hindi naman talaga kasali para sa isip mo na hindi naman pala talaga para dun sa tanong na yun. So meron ka na lang dalawang pamimilian. Okay, dun ka na lang magde-decide sa dalawang yan. Okay, so after eliminating, you have to select the best answer. So it's important to select the best answer to the question being asked, not just an answer that seems correct. Because in a multiple choice question, every option is correct, mostly. Okay? But in the board examination or entrance examination, um, it could be really very tricky because if A is correct, then B is correct also. And C, you think is correct, and D is also correct with other opinions. If your opinion is A and your friend's opinion is B, then you might be tricked by the answer options. So you're going to what? Select the best answer that you think suits the question. So often many answers will seem correct, just like what I have said, but there is typically a best answer that the question is looking for. Okay, kasi guguluhin tayo ng multiple choice question na yan. Minsan, kung ano yung maiksi, yun ang sagot. Minsan, kung ano yung mahaba, yun yung sagot. Kalimitan daw, pag mahaba, yun yung sagot. But not all the time. Not all the time. Especially in a reading comprehension, not all the time, laging yung mahaba yung sagot. Hindi naman po ganun. Ano. Next. So, in addition, read the question carefully before you look at the answer selections. Identify the keywords. Okay, so para matandaan nyo po, meron tayong dito tinatawag na Tarzan words. So, you know what the question is asking. The keywords. So, this is also very particular when you're answering vocabulary test items. Because makikita nyo doon yung definition mismo ng tinutukoy na salita. Hahanapin nyo lang siya sa choices. So it's very important that you widen your vocabulary, especially when you are preparing for a board exam or preparing for an entrance examination or whatever exam that you will be taking. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now, read every answer option. So of course, if you read the entirety of the question, you go over the test options and you read every single one of it. Read every answer option prior to choosing a final answer. Okay, so when we say prior, it's before. Okay, before choosing a final answer, go over every answer option. Go over A, B, C, D, and if there's E, go over E. And this may seem like a no-brainer to some, but it is a common mistake test takes make. As we pointed out in the previous section or in the previous technique, there is usually a best answer to every multiple choice question. Okay, meron talagang pinakang tamang sagot para sa isang test item. Maaring pwedeng tama lahat ng A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, pero meron lamang isang tamang sagot para sa iisang tanong. Okay? So if you quickly assume you know the correct answer, for example, nabasa mo na, alam mo na kagad, without first reading every answer option, so you may end up not selecting the best answer. Okay, for example, you know already, oh, this question, you know already in your mind the answer, and then you just shade, for example, letter A, oh, I would shade A. But you haven't read the entire answer option. So you may end up not selecting the best answer for that particular question. Okay, understood? Okay, so if you have any questions, if I am fast, you may just type in the chat box and then I'll pause, I'll explain. Okay, para maliwanagan tayong lahat dito. So this is a free group study na talagang every opinion is being catered. Okay. Okay, so answer the questions you know first. So eto medyo hindi ko siya masyadong ina-advise. But kung hindi kayo makakalimutin, gawin nyo to. Okay? If you're having difficulty answering a question, move on and come back to tackle it once you've answered all the questions you know. Okay? So, for example, you know number 1, and then the following number you don't know. So, you can skip to 3, and then you don't know still. Excuse me, you can skip up to number 4. Then you know the answer. And then you forgot to go back to numbers 2 and 3. So, mahihirapan po tayo. No. So, kung hindi ka makakalimutin, pwede mong gawin tong technique na to. Pero kagaya ko, makakalimutin ako, hindi ko siya ginawa ng board exam ko. Talagang kung ano yung pumasok sa isip ko, pagkatapos kong gawin yung mga technique for elimination, basahin ng tanong, basahin ng mga choices, talagang kahit di ko siya alam, sinishade ko na. Then nalalaman ko din naman na tama yung sagot ko once I am already done taking the examination and research for the answer. So yun. So dadating tayo dyan kung paano tayo come up sa best answer. Okay. Okay. So ayun ha. Sometimes answering easier questions first can offer you insight into answering more challenging questions. Okay? So this also can save time. So, halimbawa, hindi nyo alam yung number 1, yung number 2, nasagutan ninyo. So, makakasave kayo ng time dito. Pag nilalaktawan nyo yung mga hindi nyo pa alam, then you will go back. Okay? And try to think of the correct answer again. Go over the questions twice or thrice as long as pasok pa rin kayo sa time nyo na kasi usually we have time to answer the questions. Okay? So as long as hindi ka masyadong magtatagal, gawin mo siya at hindi kayo makakalimutan. Okay? So hindi ko siya masyadong ina-advise kung makakalimutin kayo no because you may encounter problems sa pag-shade, sa pagbabasa ng mga answers ng machine. Okay, baka magka-problema lang tayo sabihin niyo, ay sabi po kasi ni Miss Feby, laktaw-laktaw. Ay hindi po. Pag kayo makakalimutin, huwag niyo na po itong gawin. Okay. Yan. Next. Clear? Clear po ba to? Clear po ba tong side na to? Okay, now this. You have to make an educated, clear po. Okay po. Make an educated guess. Okay. If it will not count against your score, make an educated guess for any questions you are unsure about. Okay. For example, you know the answer in question number 20. Okay, you're done with number 20. You're very confident with number 20. Okay. And then the following number 21, for example. And then if you're done going over the entire question, you're done with the entire answer options, and still you don't know your answer, well, it's time for you to make an educated guess. Not just hula-hula ng kung ano-ano lang. It's an educated guess. Meron ka ditong mga pinaghugutan ng nireview mo, may mga pinaghugutan ka, ano nga ba yung sabi ni teacher ganto, ni ma'am ganto, ni sir ganto. So, it's an educated guess. It comes from what you know. Okay, hindi yung, ay, sige na nga, shaden ko na lang to para matapos na, tatagal ako. It's an educated guess po. Okay? So, but only when you're able to eliminate at least 1 or 2. Okay? So, you can make an educated guess kapag hindi mo pa rin talaga alam yung sagot. Pwede kang mag-eliminate ng dalawa, then dun lang sa dalawang natira ka make ng educated guess. Okay? Pero if you're confident with your answer, of course, you don't have to do this. All right. So pay attention to these words below. Okay? So pay particularly close attention to the words not, sometimes, always, and never. So these words sometimes trick the test takers or the examiners. So an answer that includes always, the answer that includes always must be irrefutable. Okay? And if you can find a single counterexample, then the answer is not correct. Okay? So minsan kasi itong mga questions na may not, hindi natin masyado napapansin dahil um, una, minsan di naman nakabold yung word na not, which is dapat nakabold talaga siya. In assessment kasi I learned that pag gumagawa ng multiple choice items, dapat naka-emphasize yung mga words na not, sometimes, always, and never kasi nakaka-trick yan. Tsaka yung all of this but one. Di ba nakakalito siya? Nakakalito siya minsan sa pagsasagot or pagbabasa natin ng entire question. Kaya, malilito din tayo sa pagpili ng ating tamang sagot. Okay? So, we should always pay attention particularly to these words. So, an answer that includes always must be irrefutable. So, when we say irrefutable, this is impossible to deny or disprove or undeniable. Okay? So, if you can find a single counterexample as what I've said earlier, then the answer is not correct. Okay po? The answer is not correct. The same holds for the word never. Parehas lang po sila, no? Not, sometimes, always, never. Ganun din yan. If an answer option includes never, a single counterexample will indicate the answer is not the correct answer. Okay, medyo typo lang pala ako dyan. Okay, so pay attention to these words, okay? These four major words, not, sometimes, always, and never. Very tricky talaga yan, pampagulo yung mga yan. Pag iisipin ka talaga, akala natin pag multiple choice, madali lang, no? Pero mas mahirap pa siya sa essay. Okay, for example, which of the following is not an example of a correct subject-verb agreement, which we'll be discussing later on. Okay, letter A. Of course, we're done reading the entirety of the question. Now, let's go over each answer option. A, she works in an office. Typographical lang ako, pero in an office. An office. B, Billy and I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. C, I am leaving the room now. And D, he is my savior. Okay. All right. So, Mr. or Miss Semper Risus answered B. Okay, Job Smoothia B, Roel, Torres D. Who else wants to answer? Guys, binabasa ko lang po yung mga username niya. Sorry if hindi ko masyadong mabasa ng maayos. Ma'am Nesha, CB. Okay? Okay. So, ito siya, guys. Okay? Okay. May mga nakikita na akong correct answers. Okay. Alright. So, which of the following is not, diba sabi, take note of this word. Kasi pampagulo talaga to eh. Minsan hindi natin to nababasa kasi minsan minamadali natin yung mga tanong. Ayan. So, A, she works in an office. Ano lang ha, typographical lang ako dito ha. Pero meron siya dito. An. Okay, letter N. So, she works in an office. That's correct. So, that is a good example of a correct subject-verb agreement. Why? Because the subject agrees with the verb. Okay, so the subject is singular, she, right? We when we are in elementary, we discuss this. Okay, our teachers discuss this with us. So she is singular. Then if the subject is singular, then our verb should always be in singular. Okay, di ba sabi natin pag S madami, pag pagka walang S madami, pagka may S plural na, pag walang S singular. Mali po 'yon. So works. Works is a verb that is singular. So she is singular. So ang verb niya ay singular din. So she works. He works. It works. Pag naman siya ay they, okay, when the subject is plural, they, we, you, so wala tayong S sa ang tawag dito, sa ating verb. Okay, she works in an office. That's great. Present tense, singular. She works in an office. Next, Billy and I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. So this is not correct. So the answer is letter B. Okay, for those who answered letter B, that's correct. Para akong nasa elementary bad trip. Okay. Okay. Yung letter D daw ay walang verb. Okay, let me discuss to you that later. Isa-isayin natin ang options ha. So, Billy and I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. So, ang pinagbasihan nyo lang dito kaya hindi nyo sinagot yung letter B ay hindi nyo sinama si Billy. That's why. Kung hindi kasama si Billy, I was in the kitchen. Ha? Alisin natin si Billy and I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. Okay? So, I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. That's correct. But, Billy is present. Okay? So, pagka isinagot nyo kaagad yan, pag hindi nyo kaagad binasa, ano, ay mamamali kayo ng shade. Okay? So, go over lang talaga. I-analyze nyo lang yung mga sentences. Kasi yun talaga yung pampahirap sa English na yan eh. Bakit kasi kailangan pa natin mag-aral ng English na yan eh. Okay. Oh, mahirap talaga ang English. Wala po ba akong sound? Wala ba akong sound, guys? Sabi ni ma'am, baka kay ma'am ano lang, kay ma'am Christine. Ma'am Christine, can you hear me clearly po? Meron daw po. Baka po sa inyong audio lang, kindly check lang po. Okay, okay naman po. So, yun nga guys. Ayan. Parang tayo magkakaibigan dito. Ano? So, ayun nga. Pagka ang sinagot nyo ay letter B, so mamamali kayo kasi mali ang kanyang construction. So, Billy and I were. Kasi ang nasa ano tayo, nasa past tense. So, dapat were. Diba is, are, am, present yun. Is, are, am, present yun. Pag naman, okay. Sige. Gusto niyo open camera? Iya, kasi ako eh. Charot. Sige na nga. Okay, sige. Open ko na nga yung camera ko. Nakakaloka. Okay, sige. Huwag niyong kaseryosohin ang English masyado ha dahil ito naman ay part lang. Pero syempre, ito ay mahalaga kasi pagsasagot nyo, syempre para hindi kayo malito, alam niyo yung construction ng sentence, alam niyo yung kung paano ginamit yung grammar, kasi minsan talagang yan yung pampagulo lang sa grammar na, sa test eh. Iniiba nila yung grammar, mukha silang tama, pero hindi naman talaga sila tama. Di ba may mga ganyan naman kasi ano eh. Okay. So yun nga, so dapat ito ay where. Okay, this one. Okay. Ano ba to? Basta ito, dapat ay ano sila. Where? So, yung letter C, I am leaving the room. Now, that's correct. I am. Am kasi now. Okay? Kung ito ay I was leaving the room now, mali yan. Kasi nakaraan na eh, tapos may now pa. Mali yun. Diba? He is my savior. May nagsabi po na wala daw po siyang verb. So, meron tayong verb sa letter D. Okay? So, Verbs are not just action words. It can also be a linking verb, which the what do you call this? The subject links it to the predicate. Okay? So ang verb po natin dito, mga kaibigan, ay is. Is ang ating linking verb because yung he ay nililink natin sa object, which is my savior. Nagigets niyo po ba? Nagigets po? Is ang verb? Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, mamaya na po tayo magbulahan. Ayan. Okay, so yun nga ha, Billy and I, plural siya. So dapat where. Okay, where siya dapat. Okay? Hindi siya was. Kasi dalawa sila eh, dalawa sila ni Billy. So kung siya ay Billy lang, pwede. Billy was in the kitchen cooking dinner. Correct yun. I was cooking in the kitchen cooking dinner. Correct din yun. Okay? Pero, kung dalawa sila, plural yun. So, papalitan mo yung was, gagawin mo siyang were. Okay na po? Okay, may verb po tayo sa letter D ha? Baka sabihin nyo, ay hindi tinuro ni Miss Pebby yung yung letter D, wala daw verb. May verb po siya, is, are, am. Linking verbs yun. Okay? Basta naglilink siya sa subject at sa predicate or sa object, ayan, verb din siya. Okay, so that's the correct answer. So for those who answered letter B, ayan, talaga nga naman. May stepping stone na kayo sa examination. Ayan. Para naman sa mga hindi pa para naman po sa mga nalilito pa, marami pang chance. Matagal-tagal pa tong review nito. Okay? Next, it's usually best to stick with your first choice but not always. So, pag po tayo pumipili uh, choice natin ng answer para sa ating mga sinasagutan, so usually kasi yung first choice natin yung tama. Tama? Okay, so minsan yung instinct kasi natin na ito yung tamang sagot. Feeling ko ito siya. Confident ako ito siya. But not all the time. It is best to stick with your answer or with the answer you first chose after reading the question. It is usually counterproductive to constantly second guess yourself and change your answer. Nagiging Bisaya na ako. Change your answer. Okay? Parang gusto ko magkumo ng 1 month. Ano ba yan? Nakakatawa naman kayo. It is usually counterproductive to constantly second guess yourself. However, this doesn't mean your first answer choice is necessarily the correct answer choice. Minsan kasi pag feeling natin tama, tapos mali naman pala. Charot. Pag feeling natin tama, yung una nating pinili, yun agad yung pinipili nating sagot. Hindi natin alam, may mga iba pang choices na pwedeng pagpilian. So, ayun, talagang doon tayo nagkakamali. Especially pag yung sa mga reading comprehension, because kasi yung mga yung mga choices dyan, mga mahahaba. So, pagka feeling natin parang nahook na tayo sa first choice, letter A, naantig ako, parang tama siya, tama yung opinion niya, ito na lang. Hindi na natin binabasa yung iba pang choices. So, minsan dun tayo nagkakamali, minsan naman tama siya. Okay, so while multiple choice tests aren't usually intentionally designed to trick or confuse students or test takers, they are designed to test students' knowledge and ability. So to this end, the answer options provided will often include the most common wrong answer among the choices or answers that seem logical but are ultimately incorrect or the best answer. So sometimes it's best to stick with the first choice but not always. Okay, are we good with this part? Hugot, ma'am. Humugot na ako. Oo nga. Ayan, this is our favorite option. All of the above and none of the above. So sometimes when we encounter all of the above and none of the above answer choices, Do not select all of the above. If you are pretty sure any of the answers provided is incorrect. Okay? So, pag ang tanong ay, alin dito ang tamang sagot? Halimbawa na lang may passage. Sinabi na, alin dito ang tamang sagot? Which one of the following best suits? Yun kasi kadalasan, di ba? Best suits the passage. What does it mean? If A, B, C is not correct, and then you answered all of the above. That's not correct. Okay? So wag kayo magpapatrick sa all of the above. Not all questions na may all of the above ay tama agad ang all of the above. Okay? So the same applies for none of the above. Hindi porket nakakita tayo ng mga ganitong test questions, tama na sila agad. So, kailangan isa-isahin agad natin, di ba? Kaya lagi ko sinasabi, you have to read the answer options. Pag wala talaga doon, edi, mag-isip na lang kayo ng perfect na answer para doon. Pero kung may nakita naman kayong all of the above na ganyan, tapos A, B, D, halimbawa A, B, C, tas all of the above, di ba? Ganun naman kadalasan. Tapos tama lahat sa tingin mo yung A, B, C na yun, then, yun. Pwede nyo isagot yung all of the above na yun. Okay? So, if you're confident that at least one of the correct answer choices is true. Ganun nga. Kagaya na sinabi ko. Okay? Okay. My favorite answer. Kaya nga ako din. Kaso minsan di nga siya tama. So, when there are seemingly two correct answers, ayan, ito yung nagpapagulo sa ating mga sambayan ng Pilipino. Pag meron tayong dalawang pinamimili ang parang sa tingin natin ay sobrang tama nilang dalawa, pero kailangan isa lang naman yung isasagot mo. Diba? So, when two answers are correct in a multiple choice question with an all of the above option, then probably the correct choice. Okay? So, talagang mamimili ka lang. Isa-isa lang po, kailangan po nating talagang mamili lang ng isa lang. Bawal ang dalawa-dalawa. Pati sa, pagpili ng tamang sagot, isa-isa lang. Dahil isa lang ang binabasa ng machine, isa lang ang ating sineshadean. Pag nag-shade na kayo ng dalawa, automatic, hindi na babasahin ang inyong papel. Okay. Next. Place your bet on the positive option. In most cases, a positive option is probably true if there is also a negative one. So kung sa tingin nyo, the best answer for this question is this option. Halimbawa, magkatambal na sila. Nasa isip mo na sila na, oh, this is the answer for this question. I'm very sure, I'm very confident. So, kung sa tingin mo na yun na talaga yun, bet mo na talaga yun, nandun na talaga ang iyong puso at isipan sa option na yun, then go. Probably that's the correct answer. Okay, so this applies in reading comprehension and analysis and synthesis. So kasi medyo magkamukha lang naman sila kasi sa reading comprehension, you are going to analyze, you're going to evaluate the text, and you will be reading a passage. So the more information, the better. But not longer. Minsan kasi yung yung mahaba yung tamang sagot. Minsan lang po. Minsan talaga yung ibang parts lang ng sentence dun sa option na yun, pag mahaba siya, pampagulo na lang siya. So more often than not, the correct answer usually contains more information than the other options. This is good to know if you must guess. So perfect to when you are making an educated guess. Kung natatandaan nyo kanina, that's one good technique. Pag meron na lang kayong na-eliminate sa apat, tapos dalawa na lang yung pinamimilian nyo, that's one good technique din dito. The information, the better. Clear? Clear po ba? Clear po ba? Clear. Yes po. Clear po. Okay. Let me know po ha pag hindi po natin naiintindihan para tayo. Mabalikan natin. Okay. So we are done with the multiple choice tips and strategies kung paano siya sasagutan. So makakatulong talaga yun sa inyo. Pwede nyo pong madala yun kahit sa examination. After nyo makapasa dito sa inyong ite-take na exam, alam ko naman pong lahat makakapasa po kayo. So, yes po, makakapasa lahat. And in God's will yan. So, magiging very helpful talaga and beneficial to you those tips and strategies. So next, we have our coverage for tonight's review. What time is it? Siguro mga 8:30 or 9, magbe-break po tayo. Para medyo makaano kayo dyan. Makahinga-hinga ng kaunti. So, yes, puhon. Yan. So now, vocabulary. So these are all words used by a particular person or all the words that exist in a particular language or subject. So just like what we are doing right now, everything in here, everything that you are saying is our vocabulary. So minsan meron tayong mga ina-add sa vocabulary natin na kung ano-ano pang salita. So part din siya ng ating vocabulary which we are using in our everyday lives. So everything that we are saying, we are reading and speaking. So this has something to do with the vocabulary. Okay. So what we are going to do now is we are going to widen our vocabulary with some highfalutin words. So example questions. So I have prepared example questions and these questions are from the Napolcom reviewer. So yung iba dito galing po sa Napolcom reviewer, ano na talagang may lumabas din talaga dito. So very helpful to. Ayan. So meron tayo ditong ilang tawag dito, ilang mga katanungan. Kukunti lang naman to, guys. So the wealthy couple celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary in their palatial mansion in Makati's Millionaires District. So we have here A, spacious, B, architecturally modern, C, ancestral home, D, Spanish style. Okay, one good technique para malaman nyo po yung meaning ng isang salita kapag mamimili kayo dito. For sure kasi vocabulary, what's the synonym of this one? Minsan, what's the antonym? Okay? So we will go to that later on, kung paano yung antonym. Since this one is synonym ang hinahanap niya, kung ano yung kasing kahulugan. Diba? We have the synonym, pag sinabing synonym, kasing kahulugan, and then the antonym is the yung opposite. Okay? So palatial mansion. Pagka, ang isang technique dito, pagka pinalitan nyo yung salita, bagay siya sa sentence. Okay? Pagka sinabi nating architecturally modern mansion, Makati's Millionaires District. Sa tingin nyo ba, mag-celebrate sila ng 20th wedding anniversary sa architecturally modern mansion? Pwede, pero hindi siya fit. Hindi siya fit sa sentence. Okay? Ancestral home, you are going to celebrate your 25th wedding anniversary. Spanish styled, talaga ba? Spanish styled. So, medyo inappropriate yung selection, yung answer options B, C, D. So, some of you answered letter A, which is really correct. Okay, really, that's correct. It is a palatial. Medyo maarte yung kanyang pagbigkas. Palatial. And that is spacious. Okay, that is spacious. Malawak. Okay, may mga espasyo. Okay? Okay po? Okay po ba? Next, the lake attracts thousands of local and foreign tourists because of its unparalleled beauty. Oh, ang lalim naman nun. Unparalleled beauty. Okay, so we have here elegant, charming, immeasurable, exceptional. Okay, what do you think is the answer for this question? Unparalleled. Parang napakalalim naman na salita yun pag sinabi nating the lake attracts thousands. Ooh, the lake attracts thousands of local and foreign tourists. So how beautiful is that? Let's see. Okay, it is exceptional. Okay, exceptional. So we are defining the lake here. We are defining the lake here, how beautiful the lake is. And we are also, identifying or describing the lake. Unparalleled. Okay? Pag nakakita kayo ng unparalleled, kahit ano pang exam yan, pag may nakita kayo ganyang word, exceptional na kagad. Exceptional. Okay? Next. Siguro mga nasa 30, itong ano. Ayan. Installing the big, heavy logo of the company at the 25th floor of the building's facade is a Herculean task. Okay, so here, one good, para malaman natin na kung ano yung tamang sagot dito sa question na to. Nasa sentence na rin siya. Installing the big, heavy logo of the company. Okay? So, makikita natin, di ba, kilala nyo si Hercules? Right? You know Hercules? Yes. So, meron tayong nabuo na Herculean word. So, when we say Herculean word, it is really huge. Okay? So, ang sagot dito ay arduous. Okay? So, when you say arduous, it's big. Okay, big. A big task. It's a big task. All right? Okay, okay, okay. Nagagets po ba ako? O ano na? Okay. Yes. Okay, he's a good doctor but instead of working in a big hospital, ayan, meron ditong contrast. Ayan ha, one good tip din dito ha, para hindi kayo malito. Pag meron tayong but na salita, talagang ano yan, positive and negative. He's a good doctor, it's positive, but there's a big but here. Instead of working in a big hospital, he opts to practice his profession in remote areas. Okay, so in here, he has a privilege to work in a big hospital, but he opts to practice his profession in remote areas. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na ititrick kayo ng answer options. Kasi halos pwede siyang i-fit sa multiple choice item. Pwedeng decides, pwedeng chooses, pwedeng starts, and tries. He decides to practice, he chooses to practice, he starts to practice, he tries to practice. But if you know what ops mean, yeah, then you will come up with what answer? Okay, let me see. Okay. Yes, lahat may letter S, di ba? So malilito kayo dito. This is what I was talking about in using the techniques or the tips. Kasi pwede siya lahat eh. Pag hindi nyo alam yung meaning ng ops, bagay na bagay talaga siya lahat ng choices dun sa sentence. Kasi pwedeng he decides to practice. He chooses to practice. He starts to practice. He tries to practice. That's why we are poging MM, raising your hand. Sir, you're raising your hand po. May nagre-raise ng ano. C kasi naiiba. Okay. So, ayan. I-reveal ko na sa inyo yung answer. So, since kapag halimbawa ganito, hindi nyo alam yung meaning ng ops. Diba? Opopops. He opts to practice his profession in remote areas. Pag ganitong hindi nyo alam, syempre mag-i-eliminate kayo. So, pwede bang starts? Doctor na siya. Mag-start pa siya mag-practice ng profession sa remote areas? Parang hindi na siya. So, X na to. Kesa na natin to. Ito ba yun? Yan. So, kesa na natin. Ito, basta ito. Kesa na natin to. Tries to practice his profession in remote areas. Okay. So, when we say ops, yes, nakakita na ako ng correct answer sa chat box. But, sige. Mag-eliminate muna tayo. So, starts. Hindi siya starts kasi magsisimula pa lang siya mag-practice ng profession niya sa remote areas. Eh, doctor na siya. Maaring nakapagtrabaho na siya sa hospital. Tries? Ba't pa siya magta-try? He's already a doctor. So, meron na lang tayong dalawa. So, ayan. Siguro parang obvious na dito yung correct answer. So, when we say ops, you are what? You are choosing. Okay? You are choosing. Bakit parang, ayan. You are choosing. Ito yung ano natin. Ito yung sagot. Diba? Pwede siyang magtrabaho sa hospital pero pinili niyang mag-practice ng profession sa remote areas. Diba? Bagay siya sa sentence. Okay, naintindihan po ba? Naintindihan po? Yan yung mga nakakalitong choices. Ayan, clear na po tayo dito. So letter B ang sagot. Letter B. Ops means choice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. That's correct. Okay, so di ba? Gagawin lang nating madali ang English. So the newly opened store attracts more customers because of its lively, easy to remember slogan. Okay, so ito, ang meron ditong highlight ay slogan. Alam ko slogan yan. So, a slogan is a jingle. Okay, di ba yung mga naririnig nating pang-attract sa mga mamimili, sa mga consumer, customers. So, may mga kanya-kanyang slogan. Okay, slogan. Alam ko naman kung alam ninyo ang slogan. Di naman iba na sa atin ang word na slogan. Okay. 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 But let me check din ha kung ano pa. Okay. So, medyo tricky ang slogan na yan. Okay, so mali tayo doon. Hindi siya jingle. Okay, correct natin to. Correct natin to. Correct natin to. Mali ang highlight nito. It is an advertisement. Sorry guys. Di ako perfect. Huwag niyo ako i-judge. Sorry. Yan. Okay, so slogan is an advertisement. So, sa mga nagsagot dyan. Ayan. Okay na. Okay na tayo, guys. Sorry minsan nagkamali ako kanina sa pag. Okay, basahin natin to. Advertisement siya. Yeah. Slogan. Written nga pala siya, no? Written. So, it's a slogan. Slogan has slogan. Ay, advertisement. Okay? Okay na po? Advertisement? Tama na, no? Okay. Thank you po, Ma'am Nesha. Yeah, super haba pa ng ano to. Next! Ayan, ito yung kagaya ng example natin kanina, yung perilous. So, alam ko naman, alam nyo na yung meaning nito. So, ano answer dito? The zigzag road is perilous to some vehicles. Yeah, it's letter C. Dangerous. Hazardous. Dangerous. Letter C. Okay. Okay po. Next. As she gets her hand at the newspaper, she will look for her horoscope. Oh, hindi na yun iba sa inyo. Horoscope. Hindi na iba sa ating lahat. What's the answer? What's the answer? Let me see. Okay, this is a forecast of a person's future. Okay, horoscope. Yun yung ating forecast of a person's future. Okay, wow, very good. Next. Ayan. He is a wine connoisseur and he can tell a good wine by merely having a sip. Connoisseur. Ayan sabi dito, ito isang technique para malaman natin kung ano ang synonym. Meron na tayo ditong description. He can tell a good wine by merely having a sip. Ang mga nakakagawa lang nun ay what? Ay, ano ba yan? Wait. Ay, wala siyang naka-highlight. Ano pong sagot? Okay. Mga expert lamang. Kasi kaya niyang sabihin na, oh, this is a good wine by just sipping it. Okay. Next. Ayan. Can you follow? Can you follow po ba sa ating discussion? Or mabilis? Or mabagal? Or ano ba? Comment po kayo sa chat box natin ha. His magnetic personality drives every woman in their neighborhood crazy over him. Oh, magnetic. Very attractive, very handsome, very intelligent, and very masculine. Oh, malilito din kayo dito kasi his magnetic personality. Eh, di ba ang pinag-uusapan, his, pwedeng malito kayo sa handsome at saka masculine. Di ba? Yung intelligent, pwede na nating alisin yan. Di ba? Kasi parang hindi naman siya bagay sa sentence. Ano? So, letter A, very attractive. So anong sagot? Ayan. Letter A po ang sagot. Okay, di ba? Ang magnet attracts. Bakit ganun? Ba't wala siyang bolded? Anyway, so parang nawala siya. So, very magnetic. Okay. Very magnetic. Very attractive. Okay. Okay, next. He dismissed the comment of his immediate superior about him with blith disregard. Okay, when we say blith, ito, medyo mahirap na to. Misgiving. Ayan ha. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Titingnan nyo kung ano yung magkakaparehas na choices. Misgiving. Is it a negative word or positive word? Negative word or positive word? Pa-SS po. Oh, it's a negative word. Ano po yung pa-SS? Alin po ang SS? Sige, mamaya balikan natin yun. Ano? Ito muna ano natin. It's negative. But how about letter B? Cheerful indifference. Okay. So, medyo maganda siyang pakinggan. Deep regret. Deep regret. Oh, negative din siya. Heavy heart. Negative din siya. Ang nag-iisang positive word dito, cheerful indifference. O, di syempre, yun ang isasagot natin. Kasi siyang kakaiba. So, ayan. Okay? Ayan. It was unfortunate that once healthy gym instructor caught a debilitating disease. Ayan na, meron tayo ditong disease na pinag-uusapan. It's tending to be, is it tending to blind, tending to frighten, tending to weaken, tending to kill. Ayan, pare-parehas yung form ng choices. Lahat in gerund form or the ing form. So, ano sagot guys? Pwede kayong uminom-inom dyan ha. Baka tayo. Matuyuan tayo ng laway. Ng bibig pala. Oh, may nagsagot ng A, tending to blind. Okay, sige, sagot lang kayo guys. Tending to weaken. Okay, so parang nagtatala lang ang A at C. So, most of you answered C. It's tending to weaken. Tending to weaken disease because it was unfortunate that the once healthy gym instructor caught a debilitating disease. It means it is tending to weaken disease. Okay? Nagagets po ba yung ating mga explanation? Yan. Comment kayo kung nagagets nyo guys ha or ano. Yes po. Yes po. Okay, comment lang kayo dyan. Yeah. Gets po. Okay, that's great. Alright. So, yan. Dito lang muna to. Para kita ko. Ayan pala. So, the exquisite design of the building made of corals and trolls. Wow, yan na naman. Meron na naman tayong mga highfalutin. Again, highfalutin words are difficult words. Okay? Ayan. The guests of blessing. Ayan, entrals. Ano daw ang ibig sabihin ng entrals? Entrals, the guests of the blessing. Entrals, the guests of blessing. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It's charm. Okay, kasi ito yung parang ang sinasabi dito yung entrals, ang nag-hook siya sa mga ano, tawag dito, parang naka-hook siya sa mga tao. Ganun. Charm. Corals entrals the guests of the blessing. Charm. Okay? Okay na po tayo dito sa tanong na to? Okay ba tayo dito, guys? Okay ba tayo dyan? Ayan. So, mamadaliin lang, sobrang dami na itong anong to. So, anyway, guys, nga pala, ang good news ko sa inyo is, pwede ko sa inyo ipahiram tong copy ko. Gift ko na sa inyo to. Okay? Gift ko na sa inyo tong copy kong to. Para, kung hindi man kayo nakapag-screenshot, then you can go back to our, what do you call this? You can go back to our previous slides. Ano? Kasi, syempre, di ba, ngayong pandemya, let's help one another. Dahil alam kong you are struggling for this review. So, pwede ko ipahiram sa inyo or ibigay ko sa inyo itong ano. So, isasabihin ko na lang kay Sir Chops that I will give you this copy so that you will have your own reviewer. Okay? So, anyway, ilang araw ko lang naman din to ginawa. So, sabi ko, decide na lang ako na ibigay ko na lang din sa inyo to. But, credits to me, guys. Credits to me, guys. But you can share this with your friends na magte-take din ng exam. Okay. You're welcome, everyone. Yes, you're welcome. Sino-sino pa ba magtutulungan, di ba? You're welcome, you're welcome. So, his book magazine comes out in the market fortnightly. Yes. You're welcome, guys. So, this fortnightly. So, minsan din natin na-encounter tong salita na to eh. So, this is in a form of adverb. So, fortnightly. So, the book magazine comes out in the market for just every 2 weeks. Okay? Every 2 weeks lang po ito. Fortnight. It happens only every 2 weeks. Okay? Pag po every iba ang tawag eh. Pag every quarter, every month, monthly, o every month. Diba? Quarter may tawag pa din eh. Kasi kung per year naman siya, diba, annually naman siya. Alright? Okay na tayo dito? Okay. Alright. Next. Early in the morning, the children frolicked at the white sand of the famous beach in Boracay. Okay, frolic daw the children. What? Diba children? Ano bang ginagawa ng mga children? Play cheerfully. Diba? Ganun lang pagsasagot natin ng mga simpleng gantong sentences. Kasi minsan nandun na rin naman yung mga, nandun na rin naman yung mga talagang sagot. Kita na natin agad. The color of the walls is so drab, it needs to be repainted. Okay? The color. Ayan, di ba? O, kahit di natin alam yung drab. Kahit hindi natin alam yung drab, ang nakalagay naman, it needs to be repainted. Okay? Pag kailangan nating i-repaint, ibig sabihin siya ay walang buhay, walang kulay. It is drearily dull. Di ba? Tamlay. Walang kulay. Nakakatamad tingnan ang mga ang wall, 'di ba? So it's so drab that it needs to be repainted. It is so drearily dull. All right? Okay. Okay, that's good, that's good. Question? Question po? None po. All right. So mga ano ha, mga 9, mag-break tayo for just 10 minutes para naman hindi tayo mangalay dito sa ating group study. So the terrain was so unfamiliar that the retreating troops were vanquished easily by enemies. So vanquish, medyo mahirap siya. Medyo Oo, mostly sa CSE. Kasi sa CSE, ang inaano lang niya is grammar, vocabulary. Talagang dun siya very particular. Char. Sir Christian. Oo, ganun siya sa civil service kasi ang mahirap dyan talaga English, Math, at Filipino. Yun talagang nakakalito siya. May mga mas mahihirap pang terms sa CSE na binibigay yung kanilang mismong test questionnaires. Marami tayong pwedeng pag-searchan. Guys, kung gusto niyo ng mga tip ko sa inyo. Kung gusto niyo ng mga words na unfamiliar, gamit kayo ng Cambridge. Type pa sa chat box. Cambridge. Yan, Cambridge. Nandyan lahat ng mga salita na kahit mahihirap, nandyan din yung mga synonyms. CSC at POE. I'm very sorry, hindi po ako familiar sa POE. What does it mean? Ano ba siya? Entrance exam for... yung police officer examination. Char, di ko alam. Ano ba yun? Ay, oo, penology. Parang may nakita ako. Hindi ako familiar sa mga acronyms ng exam ha. Parang kasi, basta gamitin niyo yung Cambridge Dictionary. Mag-search kayo doon ng mga salita. Sa Napolcom, ganun din eh. Halos ginajambol-jambol lang naman yun. Ito, galing to sa Napolcom na reviewer. Ito, JPubs. Galing ito sa... Meron ba sa Play Store ng check ko ha. Same lang naman. Nadagdagan ng penology yung PO. Oh, okay. Sige. Sa Play Store kasi meron Merayam. Try ko kung may Cambridge. I-try nyo na lang i-search kasi ako hindi Google friendly yung cellphone ko kasi ay Huawei. Mahirap sa Google. Pero mag-download kayo ng Merayam. Meron daw pala. Mag-download kayo ng Merayam kung gusto niyo matutunan to kung halimbawa sa CSE nga magte-take kayo ng CSE tapos more on English. Tapos kasi ang hirap talaga ng English dun eh. Tapos pero kaya-kaya niyo naman. Ito, siguro naman may lalabas ng mga ganito. Gumamit kayo ng Merriam-Webster at saka Cambridge. Yung Cambridge kompleto na kasi siya. Mayroon synonym, merong thesaurus. Pwede rin kayong gumamit. Cambridge. Pero Cambridge in-advise ko talaga. Cambridge. Meron sa Google. Pagka, halimbawa, nagre-review kayo tapos hindi nyo alam yung meaning. Kagaya ito, vanquish. Diba? Pwede kayong gumamit ng Cambridge. So, nandun yung mga meanings, nandun na rin yung mga sentence, may sentence na din doon. Meron na din doon, Sir Rowell, Cambridge Dictionary, tama. Pwede nyo yung gamitin kahit hindi kayo mag-e-exam. Kapag meron lang kayong nakitang salita na gusto nyong malaman, dyan kompleto na, may synonym, may sentence na example, okay? Lalo na si Sir Christian ba yun, nagtanong about CSC or Civil Service. Ayan, makakatulong yung Cambridge kasi nandun na siya lahat. Saka yung mga meaning dun ay simple lang talagang maiintindihan, magagets mo agad yung mga meaning ng mga highfalutin or mga mahihirap na salita. Minsan ang spelling ng highfalutin ganito ha. Or highfalutin. Yan yung mga mahihirap na salita na ginagamit ng mga maarte. Okay, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. Okay. So, yun lang naman. So, ito yung vanquish, defeated thoroughly. Ayan, di ba? Kasi meron tayo ditong retreating troops were vanquished easily by the enemies. So, madali silang na-defeat, okay, ng mga enemies. Di ba? Kita nyo na rin naman. Ano pong itsura ng Cambridge? Okay, wait lang guys. Wait guys, papakita ko sa inyo yung itsura ng Cambridge. Ito. Screenshot ko lang ha. Isesend ko sa ating group chat. Ayaw. Wait. I-share ko na lang screen ko. Wait lang guys ha. Wait for a moment guys. Ayan, ito. Ito ang itsura ng Cambridge. Ayan. Ayan, nakikita nyo guys. Ito yung Cambridge. Nakikita nyo po. Ayan, kagaya nito. Mag-type tayo, vanquish. O, di ba? May lumabas agad. Then, kagandahan nito, makikinig nyo siya agad. Vanquish. Okay? So, it's to defeat. Di ba tama yung sagot natin? To defeat an enemy or opponent, especially in war. Di ba pinag-usapan natin kanina, may mga war. Okay, yan, may mga sentence na rin dyan. Then below are the synonyms. Okay, and then, eto pa, verb. Eto, yan. Verb din. Yan. Okay? Yes, okay na, John Kier. Kita niyo na to, guys. Parang cross yung picture ng apps. Semper, yes, ma'am. Okay. So, share ko na yung ating PowerPoint. Where's the PowerPoint? Ayan. Okay na po yung ating Cambridge. Nakita niyo na? Oh, so yun ha. Makakatulong talaga sa inyo. Pagka may mga hindi kayo alam na salita, just go to Cambridge and then search and then automatically maano na siya. 17. Ayan. In his 10 years in office, he was able to amass great wealth and several properties. Okay. Amass. Okay. Hindi yan masama ha. Amass lang. Okay. So it's to gather or accumulate. Okay. You are gathering something or accumulating something for great wealth and several properties. Okay. Tama yung mga sumagot nito. Audit, Maricar. Ayan. Correct po kayo, correct. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome po. Everyone in this department hates their irascible superior who is fond of shouting at a small mistake. Ayan na, makikita nyo. Sabi dito, who is fond of shouting at a small mistake. Diba? Pag ganun tayo, ibig sabihin ano tayo? Pag tayo ay mahilig sumigaw, kahit maliit na bagay, tayo ay, okay, it's letter B, irritable. Irritable tayo. Konting bagay lang, naiinis tayo agad. Irascible, pwede nyo nang gamitin, di ba? Pwede nyo nang gamitin yung salitang irascible. Pwede nyo na siyang gamitin sa pang-araw-araw kasi hindi naman siya ganun ka-arte pakinggan, hindi naman siya ganun ka hirap intindihin. Okay. Diba? Nagets nyo naman agad. So, maybe itong iba dito na encounter nyo na sa ibang reviewer. Yan. It's 8:30 pa lang. The children's milk in the market was recalled because it was found to be contaminated with a certain chemical from power plant that leaked. Okay? It was recalled. Okay? Kasi ibinalik. ibinalik. O, di ba? Alam niyo na agad. Alam nga naman, prohibited to sell. Burned. Threw in the garbage can. So, it's ordered back. Ibinalik. Kasi panis nga eh. So, ibinalik nila. Okay? Ibinalik nila. Ayan. Being the scion. Ayan. Scion. Ganda, no? Ganda pakinggan ng salita. Pero ang ibig sabihin ng naman nan ay, okay, let's see. Being the scion of a wealthy patriarch, the family enjoys a good life. So, nandito na kagad yung meaning, guys. Nandito na kagad yun, a wealthy patriarch. Ibig sabihin siya ay descendant or rich. Di ba wealthy, rich. So, ayun na, makikita nyo na kagad. You just have to read, again, the entire sentence or the entire questionnaire for you to come up with the best answer. Good? Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, let's erase, erase, erase. So, descendant ha, descendant. Are we clear with this one? Clear na ba ito, guys? Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's great. That is great. Ayan. Ito, medyo mahirap. Ay, ayan, lumabas na ang kanyang tamang sagot. Pero yan, ito yung i-discuss ko sa inyo ngayon. Isang technique. He was lambasted. Okay? He was lambasted for his stand on same-sex marriage. So, di ba, alam naman natin na ang ano ngayon, ang same-sex marriage is now acceptable in our society. So, sometimes others criticize pa rin dito sa ating LGBTQ, Q+. So, he was lambasted for his stand. May nag-stand for same-sex marriage, but he was been criticized harshly. Okay? See, yung lambasted, it's not just criticized. It is criticized harshly. So, mas malala. Okay? So, meron tayong mga salita na criticize. Pinakamataas siguro nito yung one of the highest point of this word is lambasted or lambased. So, may harshly talagang sobra-sobrang pangungot siya itong salitang ito. Okay? Blamed quickly, reprimanded sternly. Pag kasi reprimanded, parang inaward ka lang eh. Pinagalitan mo lang. Ganyan. Okay. Ito pa yung isa kong sinasabi, ito pa yung isa kong sasabihin about this options. May isa tayo dito, positive choice. Wow, positive choice. Ayan. Itong praise highly, kung mapapansin nyo, siya lang yung nag-iisang positive, but hindi siya fit sa sentence. Diba? He was praised highly for his stand on same-sex marriage. Parang hindi ganun yung word na lang basted. Hindi siya parang positive word. So talagang ma-feel nyo yun eh pag napakinggan nyo yung salita. Lalo na pag nagbabasa kayo ng mga sentence, pag medyo hindi siya magandang pakinggan, that's wrong. Okay, that's one rule in English in determining the correct grammar. Pag pangit siyang pakinggan, hindi siya maganda. Okay, hindi maganda yung pagkakakonstruct siya sa kanya. Okay po. So, lambasted means criticize harshly. Are we good with this part? Okay na to guys. Okay, ito. Hindi naman siya highfalutin pero nandito sa review natin. He never forgets to bring cakes and flowers to his sweetheart when he visits her. Pwedeng girlfriend, steady, wife, or beloved. Sweetheart. Okay. Ano sagot? Ayan. So, kung wala sigurong he or she, pwede tong di ba pwede naman siyang girlfriend, pwedeng wife. Di ba? Dun pa lang, pwede ka nang malito kung hindi mo alam ang beloved. Diba? Eh, ang nakalagay dito, he never forgets to bring cakes and flowers to his sweetheart when he visits her. So, it's beloved. Okay? Okay na po ito? Okay na to? Ayan na, medyo madali-dali yung given word dito. Okay, okay. Ayan, a dash of baby powder in a red lipstick enhance the beauty of her visage. Diba? Nandun na rin yung meaning eh. A dash of baby powder and a red lipstick. O, saan ba nilalagay yun? Baby powder at red lipstick. Saan ba siya nilalagay? Sa face. O, diba? Pinahirapan lang tayo ng sentence kasi medyo may pagka-literary tong dating ng number 23. A dash. Di ba pwede namang she puts on baby powder. Bakit a dash pa, di ba? Pinahirapan pa niya yung mga mambabasa. A dash of baby powder and red lipstick enhance the beauty of her visage. So yun ay face lamang. Di ba? Talagang pinahihirapan lang din tayo ng mga tanong. Okay, baka nagugutom kayo guys, kumain muna kayo, tapos i-LBC nyo sa akin yung ibang pagkain nyo. Nagugutom na rin ako. Okay, sige, next. Guys, hindi na kayo na-imic dyan. Okay lang ba kayo? Ay, thank you po. Thank you po. Next. After ng vocabulary, mag-break tayo ng ano. Ayan. A breath of fresh air and a change of milieu is what you need to regain your health. Oh, ano daw ang kailangan natin para ma-regain ang ating health? Breathe fresh air and a change of milieu. Ano pwedeng ipalit natin na salita dito? Medyo ito unfamiliar talaga sa atin to. Okay pa naman, ma'am. Ox lang, ma'am. Okay. Ito ay ang environment. Kasi ang hanapin natin yung katambal eh. Yung katambal nung naunang description. A breath of fresh air. A change of environment. Kasi minsan kailangan natin ng change of environment to regain our health. Kasi minsan yung environment, or madalas, yung environment that we are in affects our health. Okay, minsan this environment that we are in makes us uncomfortable, makes us unhealthy. Okay, so we just need to sometimes change our milieu. Oh, may additional, meron naman tayong additional vocabulary. Milieu. Pwede nyo sabihin sa friends nyo, I want a change of milieu. Sabi naman ng friends nyo, milieu ka pa dyan. Hindi ka naiintindihan. A change of milieu is environment, change of environment. Okay? Yes. That's correct, John Care. John Care. Sir John Care. Ayan. Milieu is environment. Correct. Okay, next. Her impeccable manners draw out admiration and inspiration from her female co-workers. Oh, ang sabi dito, impeccable manners. Dinedescribe yung manners. Kasi these manners draw out admiration and inspiration. So you have to take notes of the details of the question ha. Minsan nandito na rin talaga yung description na hinahanap natin. Kung ano yung synonym na hinahanap natin. It is flawless. Her flawless manners draw out admiration and inspiration from her female co-workers. Okay, sino nagsagot nun? D. Sempernish. Okay, that's correct. Okay. Next, her immaculate image was destroyed by the latest rumors about her that circulated in the social media. Okay, when we say immaculated, Pwede siyang beautiful. Pwede ba siyang exciting? Exciting image. Hindi siya bagay, di ba? Protected image. Destroyed by the latest rumors about her that circulated in the social media. So, spotless. Sa una, hindi natin mapipili yung spotless kasi parang hindi naman siya bagay. But immaculate means clean. Okay. So, it is spotless. Letter B. Okay. So, yun ha. Immaculate image. Spotless image or clean image. Ayan. Yung mga wala po dito sa PowerPoint, pwede nyo pong isulat ha kasi minsan ay hindi ko na kasi pinractice tong lesson na to, bahala na siya. Kaya yung iba wala po siyang wala akong nalagay na bold reveal na yung nagre-reveal ng answer. Okay, you cannot help but notice his profane activities being a religious man himself. Profane, you cannot help but notice daw ang profane activities being a religious man himself. What's your answer? Profane. 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 Ano pa ang mga sagot nyo, guys? Come on, sagot-sagot na kayo. It's ano siya? Okay, let's see. Irreverent. Okay, irreverent. Okay, nandito siya sa phone ko meaning ng irreverent. Para additional information din sa inyo, what does irreverent means? Okay. Okay. So, yun nga. Irreverent means showing lack of respect. Diba? Sabi kasi dito, meron siya, diba? Sabi ko sa inyo kanina, pag meron word na but, it is contrasting one ideas from another. Okay? Contrasting one ideas from another. Okay? Next. Ayan, his flamboyant personality easily attracts the girl in their neighborhood. Okay, flamboyant. Ito, kadalasan lumalabas to sa mga multiple choice question ng PRC. Kasi nung nag-exam ako, may flamboyant dun sa general education namin. Nung nag-exam ako. Sa Gen Ed lang naman to nalabas. Exuberant. Okay. Alam na natin yan. Lagi natin nare-review. Exuberant. Flamboyant personality. Alright? Okay po. Next. Her penchant. Isa pa to. Her penchant for stylish clothes combined with her love for acting earn her a lot in a Broadway musical. Okay? So, ito ay lagi din lumalabas sa mga patas ng PRC, sa Gen Ed English. Kasi tigka-kaunti lang naman yun eh. Pero mahalaga na malaman natin ang maraming vocabulary words dahil minsan dinajumble-jumble lang ng mga ng mga gumagawa ng exam sa PRC. At ayan, kadalasan lumalabas yung flamboyant at itong penchant. Tsaka yung isa, meron pang isa verbose. Verbose. Pakitandaan nga din itong salitang to. Parang wala to dito sa reviewer. Ayan, parang yan yung may ganyan. Lumalabas din yan sa PRC. Ayan. So, ito ay fondness. Tama. Tama kayo guys. Fondness. Fondness. Alam naman natin na yan. Fondness. Penchant is fondness. He was shaking his head. Ito alam na rin natin to. He was shaking his head as he looked at the debris of a fallen building wrecked by a powerful earthquake. Okay, debris, nakikita natin to lagi sa mga construction sites. Oh, watch out, falling debris. What are these? Scattered fragments, remains, wreckage, scaffolding. Parang ang lalaki naman nun pag yung scaffolding yung nalaglag sa'yo. Okay, it is scattered fragments. Yung mga pumapatak-patak. Pag halimbawa, galing sa semento, galing sa mga hollow blocks. Kaya merong mga signage talaga na pagka, pagka medyo may ginagawa sa isang construction site, merong nakalagay na watch out, falling debris. Okay, debris lang yun guys sa silent S. Debris. Debris lang, basta doon. Okay? Okay na ba to guys? Wala nang question dito regarding number 30? Okay. Mukhang wala na. Ayan. So, since tapos na tayo sa vocabulary at magnanay na, mag-rest muna tayo for 10 minutes. Siguro 10 minutes. 10 minutes muna. Okay lang ba yon? 10 minutes? Copy, ma'am. Let me know po kung agree kayo sa 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Yan. Mag-water break lang muna tayo, guys. Yes. Sagot kayo dito, guys, sa comment section natin. Tare, comment section. Vlogger ka, girl. Comment down below. Feeling. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. So we will be back at... Pero wag kayo wag kayo magli-leave. We will be back at 8:57. Right? Permission to off my video. We'll be back at 8:57. Water break muna kayo. Water break muna tayong lahat. Ulit. Yan. Pwede na tayo makapag-start ulit and panibagong topic naman ang ating i-discuss na kasunod. Okay. So can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Thumbs up or yes or no? Okay. So now let's go to the grammar and its usage. So we are done with the vocabulary, okay? So pwede nyo naman pong, again, gamitin ang Cambridge to widen your vocabulary. Okay, so the one that I use as your reviewer, so may possibility na meron mapapunta na galing doon sa na-review natin, meron mabasa sa exam nyo. So, ayan. So, now, let's go to grammar and its usage. So, grammar is the system of a language. So, people sometimes describe grammar as the rules of a language. But in fact, no language has rules. If we use the word rules, we suggest that somebody created the rules first, then spoke the language. And like a new game. But languages did not start like that. Di agad-agad siya ganun na nagsimula. So languages started by people making sounds which evolved into words. So when we were young, hindi agad tayo marunong magsalita, di ba? So what we first learn is by mimicking of sounds, making sounds, different baby talks, and yun ang tinatawag nating mga start-up natin nung tayo ay bata pa. Okay, so meron tayong mga tinatawag na phonics. So these are the sounds of the letters. Sounds. Okay, phonics. Ito yung una nating natutunan. Phonics. Next is, it evolves into words, phrases, and sentences. So, dito na pumapasok ang ating phonetics, ang mga phonemes. So, ayan. So, ang phonology, yan, ay study of sounds. Phonology. Yan ha, para meron na kayong additional information. Phonology. While morphology naman, these are the study of words. Okay, morphology. So, languages started by people making sounds which evolve into words, phrases, and sentences. So these sentences can evolve into paragraph, okay, etc., etc. It could be really that complex. Pahirap ng pahirap. Sounds into words, words into phrases, and then sentences. So no commonly spoken language is fixed. So it's not that fixed. All languages change over time. So kagaya ngayon, medyo modern talaga yung ating society. So may mga languages na napapaad sa ating vocabulary. Okay, there are languages that is new to us or terms that is new to us. What we call grammar is simply a reflection of a language at a particular time. So, ayan. Pag sinasabi nating grammar, ito ay arrangement ng isang language. This is just a system of a language. Okay? Next. So now, since we are dealing with grammar and its usage, it is very important for us to know the subject-verb agreement. So a subject-verb agreement is really important when we are making sentences. Okay? So our subject must agree with our verb. Okay? In English, sentences, the verb chosen must agree with its subject in form and meaning. Learn simple rules about subject-verb agreement to help make your writing clearer and more accurate. Okay, next. So what is subject-verb agreement? So subject and verbs must agree in number. So in English, we have two numbers. Okay, kung sa math may number, sa English, may number pero dalawa lang sila. It is singular and plural. So if the subject is singular, just like what I have mentioned earlier dun sa mga choices natin kanina, yung she works in an office, 'di ba? So ito, dapat if our subject is singular, then the verb must be singular too. Example, she writes every day. So that is a complete sentence. The idea is complete, the thought is complete. Okay, and it has a period. It's a sentence if it ends with the correct punctuation mark. She writes every day. She what? What does she do? She writes every day. So our subject is singular, which is she. And she, since it is only one and it is singular, it should take a singular verb too, which is writes. Okay, exception. When using the singular they, use plural verb forms. In here, medyo parang iba ang construction niya. Dapat siya when using the plural they. Parang yun. Ayan. Plural verb din siya. So, plural dapat tong nakalagay dito. When using the plural they, ayan. So, ang ginagamit dapat natin dyan is plural verb din. So, without S. Bawa, they cook. They finish. Okay, example also, pag plural, the participants. Diba, madami? The participants what? Show satisfaction with their job. Okay? Okay po tayo doon? Naintindihan ng main objective ng subject-verb agreement? Anyone? May question? So, sabi ko nga po kanina, a subject must agree with the verb. Kaya siya tinawag na subject-verb agreement. Question po? No questions so far? All right. So now, next, number in English grammar. So as I've said, we have two. It refers to the count of a noun or pronoun. Okay, the number refers to the count of a noun or pronoun. Example, boy. So it's only one, then boys, wife, wives. So this one, we may change the spelling. If it's in plural, we may change the spelling. Okay, my wife, wives. Okay, wala po tayong salitang wives. Now, Y-I-F-E, then S. So you just have to change F into V and then add ES. Okay, add S because E is existing. And my is our. Our. My is only just for myself. And our is for all of us. Ours. Or our. Ox, oxen. Okay? Sometimes you just need to change the spelling for you to know if it's plural or singular. It, singular, and then they is plural. Okay, so ito na nga po yun, ano? So singular number, only one. Alam na alam naman natin yan. Singular. Example, pen, table, aunt, father, and goose, etc. So, yan ay isang, ibig sabihin talaga na isa lang. Alam naman natin yan. Okay, just a review. Next, plural number. It refers to the count of more than one of a noun or pronoun. Pens, tables, yung mga madadali. Books, aunts, fathers, mothers, geese. Ayan, ito yung may change na sa spelling. Pagka naging plural na siya, di ba siya ay singular, goose. Plural, it's geese now. So, wag po kayong malilito. Yan. Wife, wives. Ito yung binabago na natin yung spelling ng nouns for it to be plural. Okay? So now, in the following examples, first identify the subject and the verb. So you need to identify what is the subject in the sentence and what is the verb in the sentence. First, and then next, see if the verb agrees with the subject in being singular or plural. So this comes in the the subject-verb agreement. So dito na siya pumapasok sa paggawa natin ng sentence because subject-verb agreement is very useful in correcting our grammar. Okay, in correcting our grammar. So number 1, John lived in France. John lives in France. Now, what do you think is the correct verb? Is it number 1 or number 2? Let me know your answer in the comment and in the chat box. Okay, so you're correct. It is number 2 because John is just only one and it is singular. So when the subject is singular, of course, the verb should always and should agree with the singular subject. So the verb will also be singular. It is with letter S. John lives in France. Okay? Next, how about number 3 and 4? The arguments is sound and well supported. The arguments are sound and well supported. Okay, numbers 3 and 4. Which one is the correct one? Okay, which one is the correct one? Okay, it is number 4 because the subject is arguments. So it's so many arguments. So that's why our verb is plural. So are plural. Okay? Are we clear? Okay, I'm sure you got it. So now, our analysis here, so yun nga, nasabi ko na, pinaiksi ko na lang. So sentence number 2 is correct because the subject John is singular and it agrees with the third person singular form of the verb to live, which is lives. And sentence 1 is incorrect because it uses the wrong verb. Okay, it used the plural verb. And similarly with sentence number 4, so number 3 is incorrect because it requires the third person plural form of the verb to be, that is are. Okay? So that's how you make analysis. You analyze the sentences and also you can see some errors in the sentence. So this is very particular also when you are identifying errors in the English test. Okay, so here. So in CSE, this is also very particular in that exam. And also in English proficiency tests. Okay, it is also always there. And yun, lagi siyang lumalabas sa mga English proficiency test, sa mga general education test. Laging merong identifying error. Ito yung may letter E. Kasi yung letter E, yung choice na no error. Okay? So pag hindi nyo pa masyadong kabisado ang rules ng subject-verb agreement, you may have a difficulty in identifying errors. Okay? Grammar and usage. So meron tayo ditong mga so papasok na rin nga pala dito ang ating organization of ideas kasi yung ating paggamit ng mga verbs na akma sa mga subject. Kasi pag hindi natin siya nagamit ng tama, mag-iiba-iba yung organization of ideas natin eh. So, we want a coherent and cohesive ideas. So, if we want to have a coherent and cohesive ideas when we are when we are organizing ideas. So, kailangan alam talaga natin ang subject-verb agreement. Kahit yun lang. Pag alam niyo na yung mga vocabularies tsaka yung mga subject-verb agreement, then you can talk in English fluently or like in a casual everyday life. Kaya nyo na makipag-communicate because you know how to you know how to follow the rules in grammar and subject verb agreement. So before, even today, I'm struggling in my subject verb agreement because sometimes may malilimutan talaga natin yung mga rules. Halimbawa, ang ginamit ko is subject na pang singular, mamaya magagamit ko ibang verb. So, mali na kagad siya, no? So, very particular ang mga test questionnaires sa mga ganyan na mga identifying error. Minsan mukha siyang tama, pero kasi kapag hindi natin alam kung ano yung mali, 'di ba? Gano'n naman 'di ba? Pag hindi natin alam yung mali, laging tinitingnan na lang natin tama 'to, kahit mali. Hugot na naman. Pampatanggal lang ng antok, guys, para hindi kayo antokin sa ating discussion. Okay? Para hindi tayo antokin, hindi tayo mabagot sa English na 'to. Ba't kasi pinag-aaralan pa natin ng English, 'di ba? Pero kasi to it is necessary to learn English because we can use this in our everyday life. Hindi naman porket alam natin yung English, ano, hindi naman porket magaling sa English ang isang tao, matalino siya. Matalino na siya. Di ba? Yung ibang tao nga sa ibang bansa, di ba? Mali-mali din yung kanilang grammar. Mali-mali din yung paggamit nila ng mga subject-verb agreements. So, kaya, lagi siyang nasa exam para kasi 'di ba ang English it's universal. It's universal language. So wherever you go in around the world, pag marunong kang makipag-communicate using English, mabubuhay ka sa ibang lugar, 'di ba? So yun 'yun. So for me, Filipinos have the edge among other countries because we can understand Filipino, we can understand English, which is universal language, and we can understand different types of um, languages like Korean, Japanese. We know few. We know few. And what else? In other countries also. Okay? So now, this identifying error uh, test questionnaires will be very helpful for you when you encounter, of course, especially sa CSE, tsaka sa mga penology, may mga lumalabas din ganito eh. Tsaka sa ano pa yung isa? EPT, English Proficiency Test. Ayan. So, ayan. Sa Napolcom ito. Yan. Ito galing to sa Napolcom reviewer. Oo, yes. So, kailangan talaga, guys, malaman nyo ang subject-verb agreement. So, anyway, ibibigay ko naman sa inyo tong copy ko. Okay? Okay. So, now, let's go to neither and nor. Neither you nor I needs the typewriter now. Okay. Sa tingin nyo, tama kaya yung sentence number 1? Is it correct? Hmm. Letter E? Come on, answer. Any other answers? Okay, letter D, letter E, letter D, okay? Letter A, letter C. Okay, sige, try natin yung iba pa. Baka, syempre, kailangan i-ano natin to, ipagtuunan din natin ng pansin tong ano. Para 'di ba, confident din kayo pagka syempre as professionals, it is also important to at least practice the subject verb agreement correctly. Kasi 'di ba may mga makikipag-communicate tayo sa mga ano mga bigati na ano someday 'di ba? Wini-wish natin makipag-usap tayo sa mga bigating mga tao. Hirap, haha. Yes, ang hirap talaga ng identifying error. Sobrang hirap niya. Sige, mag-try kayong mag-guess ng answer. Padadaliin natin 'to. Sige, hula pa, hula pa. Neither nor. Okay. Jumble-jumble na yung rules na pag-aaral natin tonight. Any other answer? I can see A, C, else? Letter E, no error. Wow. Okay. Minsan ganun eh, pagka halimbawa, akala natin tama, 'di ba? Neither you nor I needs the typewriter now. Okay? So now, i-reveal na natin yung answer. It's letter C. Okay, congratulations sa mga nagsagot ng letter C. That's correct. So now, sabihin natin, Ma, bakit po letter C? Mukhang tama naman kasi yung sentence. Dapat letter E na lang para no error. Diba? So, may error talaga siya. Rules in using, or the rule in using neither nor or either or. Okay, madali lang tong malaman. The verb in an either, or neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. So, dapat yung pinakamalapit dun sa verb, dun ka titingin. Huwag mong pakalman yung nasa unahan ng sentence at dun ka lang titingin sa malapit na noun. Kasi may letter S. Hehe. Yes, kasi may letter S. Eh, di ba? Ang ating pampagulo, di ba, no? Ang ating, wait lang, kasi na yung pen ko. Come on, pen, where are you? Where's my pen? Ayan. Kasi di ba, ang pinakamalapit sa kanya ay, di ba ang sinabi ko, plural subject takes a plural verb. So, since the subject I is plural, why ito ay needs? So, dapat siya ay need lang. So, yun yung mali sa kanya. Gets? Gets ba natin? Gets ba natin yan, guys? Yes. Okay. So, di ba? Medyo tricky talaga tong identifying error na to. Mukha siyang tama pero mali naman. May mali talaga sa kanya. So, ayan. Hahanapin mo lang talaga yung mali. Okay? Alright. So, next. Neither the plates nor the serving bowl. Serving bowl. Okay? Bowl kasi syempre yung yung kainan. So that's how we read it, bowl. So bowl is singular, so ang ating verb ay goes. Halimbawa naman, neither the serving bowl nor the plates. Since plural naman ito, go. Go siya. Plural din yung kanyang verb. Okay? Are we clear with that? Clear na ba tayo doon? Any question? May mga naguguluhan pa? Any question? Okay. If you don't have any question, let's move on to the next one. Same with either or, ha? Same with either or. You can look for the closest noun. So, yung closest noun, syempre, yung malapit sa verb. Okay? Guys, medyo nalito ba kayo doon? Okay. We had swam across the lake before the sun rose. We had swam across the lake before the sun rose. Now, is this sentence correct? Is this sentence correct? If it's not correct, what do you think is, what makes this sentence wrong? What makes this sentence wrong? Okay, sige guys. Sagot muna kayo. What do you think this sentence is lacking? Come on, come on. Swam, rose. Okay, so now i-reveal na natin yung answer. Sige, sino pang mga gustong humula? Baka ma-overwhelm naman kayo sa paghahanap ng error. Baka naman wala siyang error. Baka tinitingnan niyo lang siya, pero wala naman siyang pagkakamali. Okay. Sige, baka hindi niyo makita. We had swam. Naglangoy sila, di ba? Across the lake before the sun rose. Okay? Anything else? Wala na sasagot? So this number 2 is ayan. Ayan, number 2 is correct. Okay, walang mali sa kanya. Number 2 is correct. Okay? Wait lang guys. Na-overlook ko yata. Nga. Wait lang ha. Wait a moment. Wait a moment guys. Wait a moment. Stop ko lang share nito. Please wait for a moment. Oh yes, tama. Share ko na ulit yung screen ko. Share ko na ulit. Ayan, kita niyo na po ulit. Okay, na-check ko na. Ayan, we had swam across the lake before the sun rose. So, tama siya. No error. So, bakit? Ayan siya. Yan, to form the past perfect tense, you use the past tense of the verb to have, which is had. And add it to the past participle. Ayan, medyo malilito na kayo dito. Pero meron tayong formula. Meron tayong formula dito sa ating rule na ito. Okay? So, and add it to the past participle of the main verb. For example, the subject. And then, if it's in the past, use had. And then the past participle. And then you can come up with we had plural. Plural is we is plural. Mr. Omar, we is plural, and then had is in the past. Okay? Baka malito kayo. Naku, nakakalito talaga to. Pero ito try kong i-explain to the very, very simple way. Okay? So, we is plural. Okay, guys? We is plural. Then, had is the past tense of has and have. Okay? It's the past tense. Kasi, has and have, has is singular. And have is plural. For example, I have. I is plural. So my linking verb is have. I have. Then has is singular. She has. Understood? She has. Okay, medyo bagalan lang natin ng konti para hindi kayo mahirapan mag-identify ng error pag merong mga had, has, at have. Kasi meron siya, pag gumamit tayo ng has, have, at had, ang kasama nitong verb ay past participle. Okay, past participle. Yung mga taken. What else? Recent. Okay, ano pa? Eaten. 'Di ba? Yung kadalasan may letter N na verb, 'di ba? Yun ay eat. Ate. Eaten. Past. Wait lang ha. Baka malito kayo. Sulat ko dito. Eat. Ate. Kita nyo? Eaten. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Sulat ko. Ito ay present. Present yan. Present ang eat. Past ay ate. eaten, past participle. Okay? Gets nyo na? Tatlo siya eh. Tapos, meron pa tayong ing. Pwede pa tayong magdagdag ng eating. Gamitin natin sa sentence ha para madali. I eat breakfast today. No. I eat my, kasi dapat may pag today, tapos na siya. I eat, pag yung ginamit mo yung eat, edi syempre, pwede mo siyang panggamitin sa ibang araw. Ganun. I eat mangoes. Ayan. Kumakain ka ng mangga. Yun ang Tagalog na ha. I ate my breakfast today. So, ibig sabihin, kumain ako ng agahan kanina. Okay? Yung eaten, ginagamit natin yan, I have eaten, medyo past perfect. Ibig sabihin, that the, excuse me, the action is being perfected and being done. And it's already done. Okay? But it is being perfected. That's why it is called past perfect tense. It has been perfected. Okay? Clear ba? Clear ba tayo? Clear ba tayo doon? Kasi medyo nakakalito itong part na may has, have, at had. Kasi kalimitan sa atin, gumagamit tayo ng had, pero yung a verb na kasunod is not in the past participle form. So usually, ginagawa natin, what do you mean by L and C? What do you mean by L and C? Sorry, medyo hindi ako maano sa... yeah, loud and clear. Okay, kasi kanina ko pa nakikita yung L and C mo. Okay, loud and clear naman pala. Okay, thank you, thank you. May mga natututunan ako sa inyong abbreviation. So, yun nga. So, kailangan pag basta nakakita kayo ng has, have, had, basta ang kasunod nun past participle, ha? Hindi siya past tense lang. Okay? So, some examples of the past perfect tense can be seen in the following. Had met. She had met him before the party. Had left. The plane had left by the time I got to the airport. But there are also past tense that is being retained. The spelling is being retained when it is transformed in the past participle form. Okay? May nare-retain. Meron naman tayong verbs that doesn't change. Doesn't change. Okay? It's some of the verbs that doesn't change. Cut. C-U-T. Cut. Put. Okay? Ito hindi ito nababago. Tsaka put. Yan na, baka mamaya may ma-encounter nyo lang. Syempre. Okay? So, it's loud and clear daw. Sabi ng iba. So, yan. So, ito yung rules. One of the rules that is also complex. Pag naman has, ito ha. Pag naman siya ay has. Ito hindi na to past perfect tense. Present perfect tense na siya. Present. Hindi siya nabago. Has at have. Checkbox na lang. Has and have. Ito present. Singular has, plural have. I have, she has. We have, they have. Okay? So, kayo malilito. So, for example, I have eaten my dinner. Earlier tonight, I have eaten my dinner. So, that's correct. Next, she hasn't drunk her medicine. Okay? Or she doesn't, what do you call this? She hasn't, isip pa tayo ng iba. Na hasn't. She has taken, na lang din. She hasn't taken her books with her. Ayan na, complete sentence yan. Basta yung had, talagang, alam niyo na, pass yun. So, ayun, clear na ba tayo? Clear, clear, clear. Medyo mahirap talagang i-digest tong rule na to eh. Pero, ano, yan. Pag may questions let me know. Pag may questions, let me know para, alam niyo yun, hindi sayang yung ating pagre-review. Ayan, na ito pala, pinahirapan ko pa ang sarili ko. Ayan. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. So, we have the base form of the verb. So, yun yung as is. Base form siya. Siya yung pinagmumulan ng mga simple past, simple present na yan. So, ito yun. Ito yun. Yung nasa left. First column. So, it's the be verb. Or, I mean, the base verb. Talk. Pag siya yung naging present, talks. Wala lang dito eh. Pero nandito siya dapat. Pag siya'y singular present, talks. Diba? Basta present, tapos singular. Yan. So, madali nyo namang matututunan yan. Basta, take note of the form of the sentence. Ay, wow, brown out. Nag-brown out. Sa iba, brown out. Ayan. Pero, anyway, ibibigay ko naman tong copy so that you can go back. Parang sarap bumalik sa elementary. Oo nga, pang elementary pa to. Pero syempre, nakakalimutan natin minsan yung mga arrangement ng verbs natin. Kaya minsan, nahihiya tayong magsalita or mag-construct ng paragraph kasi minsan, naisip natin na baka mali. Okay? So we are afraid to write and to speak English because we don't know how to use the subject-verb agreement. So now, since tayo ay medyo nag-level up ng konti at ibang examination ang kailangan natin i-take. So, kailangan i-refresh natin yung ideas natin nung tayo ay elementary and ma-memorize natin talaga kung ano yung sunod-sunod niya. Kagaya nitong nasa ating itong example, picture na to. Okay, nasa table. Okay? Okay. Absent kasi lagi. Actually, pang grade 2 kasi to. Pang grade 2 pa siya. Ikaw talaga dyan, Care. Pang grade 2 pa to. Anyway, so ayun. Clear ba? Clear ba? Hindi ba kayo masyado nahirapan? Basta yun pag past participle yan, yung letter U, di ba dito swam? O kaya nga, swam. Swam pala siya dapat. So, dapat pala, mali pala siya. Mali pala yung reviewer natin. May error siya. Swam. Balikan nga natin yun. Loloko tayo na. Swam. He had swam. O di sino nagsagot ng swam dyan kanina? Tama pala yun. Kasi, yan, pati yung reviewer, tinatama ko na din. Reviewer na mismo. So, ito yung mali. Mali ka pala eh. Ba't ka nandyan? So, mali siya. Kasi nasa past participle, yan, nakakalito din yung mga spelling na yan, guys. Diyan din kayo malilito pagka naano nyo na yung mga test or answer options. So, malilito na kayo sa mga spelling. Pero sana yung mga ite-take nyong exam, konti lang yung ganito. Kasi, mahirap kasi talagang mag-analyze ng sentence. Kasi more on sa syntax na yan ng sentence. So, eto siya. Dapat you siya. You. Di ba letter lang yung pinagkaiba? Tapos, mamamali ka na kagad. Okay na po tayo? Pwede pa nating i-correct yung ibang yung ibang reviewer dito. Okay na? Okay na tayo dito? Okay, let's go to the next one. Female employees who works efficiently will be given clothing allowance. So, ayan, ito rin. Very exciting to. Ano sa tingin nyo ang mali dito? Ito, sasabihin ka na may mali talaga. Ayan na pinagkaiba ng simple past sa past participle. The past participle is being perfected already. Ibig sabihin, kahit nangyari na siya sa past, pwede pa rin siyang mangyari up to present. Okay, halimbawa, I have taken my medicine. Siyempre, pwede mo pa siyang gawin bukas, di ba? Yun lang, yung action is being done today. You're done today. You're just done today. But unlike I took my medicine, you just took it recently. Clear na ba tayo doon? Yun lang yung pinakamadaling explanation. Pero there are several explanations. What is the difference between past tense and past participle? The but the the simplest definition or difference between the two is yun nga, pwede mo pa siyang gawin sa ibang araw or pwede mo pa siyang gamitin yung sentence na yun sa ibang araw. For example, you are taking your vitamins today. I have taken my vitamins earlier today. So, di ba pwede mo pa siyang gamitin sa isang araw? Iinom ka ulit. I have taken my, anbawa, may mangyayari sa future na kaya mas malakas ka ngayon. You have taken you have taken your vitamins. Oh, I have taken my medicine and my vitamins. That's why my immune system really is boosted. 'Di ba? Kaysa pag ginamit natin yung I I took my vitamins today. You just took it recently. Okay? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Very clear. Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm very happy naman po na naiintindihan nyo kahit papaano kasi matagal-tagal na rin ako hindi nakapagturo ulit ng English. Okay, may mga natatandaan pa naman. Female employees who works efficiently, so the answer is works. So dapat kasi employees, work lang. 'Di ba? Work lang po dapat siya. So tama po 'yan. Next. In winter, days are warm than night. In winter, days are warm than night. Okay, since wala ditong ayan. May nagsagot ng letter E, C, ano pa? In winter days. In winter, days are warm than night. Days are warm than night. May sagot na to pero iniisip ko parang mabuti kasi parang di ako happy sa sagot dito. Kasi wala sa pamimilian yung days. So hindi talaga siya yun yung problema. Days sana sagot ko, 'di ba? Wala kasi sa pamimilian yung days eh. Wala sa pamimilian yung days. Kasi pag nandito sa pamimilian yung days yung may problema. So dapat pwedeng day lang siya. Kaso mali din naman yung R. Mali din naman yung R. Kapag day siya, mali din yung R. Okay? Medyo magulo tong sentence na to. Okay, analyze natin ulit. Ang sagot na nandito ay no error. Pero parang para sa akin may error siya. Very tricky, right? Para sa akin may error siya. Days are warm than night. Para sa akin, ang mali dito ay warm than. Letter F, days. Para sa akin, ang mali dito ay, ibabaguhin natin to ha, pagkapasa ko sa inyo nito, babaguhin ko to. Days are warm than night. So when you are using than, you are comparing. Okay? Warmer dapat. Yes, correct, Semper. Warmer dapat siya. So, the correct answer is letter C. So, baguhin natin to ha. Hindi siya, ito yung kanina ko pang iniisip na parang mali yung nalagyan ko ng bold reveal. Kasi dapat yung warm than. Kasi since wala naman sa pamimilian yung wala naman sa pamimilian yung tawag dito, yung days, 'di ba? Wala, dapat warmer. Okay? Dapat warmer siya. Okay? So dapat warmer siya. Kasi when you are comparing, you are going to add when you're using that kasi dito pumapasok yung positive, comparative, and then superlative degree of adjective. Okay? Dito pumapasok yung wait lang. Ayan natin. Ayan. Meron tayong tinatawag na degree of adjective. Adjective. Degree of adjective. We have positive. Hindi positive, negative ba? Hindi tayo math. Positive, comparative, and superlative. Kaya sabi ko hindi ako happy sa answer nung reviewer na to. Kaya nireview ko ulit siya kanina. So, the degree of adjectives are positive, comparative, and superlative. So, ito rin ay part ng ating grammar. So, kapag may na-encounter kayong ganito at talaga namang, halimbawa, yung days nga, it's not present in the choices or the answer options. So, you may think na, oh, baka are yung problema o kaya yung night. Kasi may S yung days, but yung night walang S. So, but as I go over the sentence again, may problema talaga yung warm than. Kasi dapat, it's warmer than. Okay? So, when we say positive, it's just the adjective itself. For example, is pretty. Positive. Positive yan. Pretty. What is the comparative form of pretty? Anyone? What's the comparative form of pretty? Prettier. Now, what's the superlative degree of pretty? Okay, so prettiest yun. So, ginagamit natin yung ER, EST kapag once, lang siya, 1 to 2 syllable. Pretty. Okay, that's 2. Pretty. So, pwede pa siya ng prettier. Prettiest. Pero pag halimbawa, paano pagka ito? Beautiful. 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 It's 3 syllables. Paano natin ginagamit ito sa degree of comparison ng adjective? More beautiful, most beautiful. Paano naman guys kapag yung binabago natin yung spelling? Ano ba to? Good. Ano ang kanyang comparative degree? Ito yung degree of comparison ng adjective ha. Better. What's the highest? Best. Paano naman yung worse? Bad, worse, and then worst. Okay? Worse. Bad, worse, and worst. Okay, so ang sagot natin sa number 4, it's warm than. So dapat yun ay warmer than. Di ba mas magandang pakinggan in winter, days are warmer than night. O di ba? Parang lakas mo makasyala ka doon. O di ba? Kaysa naman, in winter, days are warm than night. So what? Di ba? So yun. So it's good na itama natin tong item na to. Okay? Are we clear? Pabilisin na lang natin to. It's 9:50 na. Bilis ng oras. Good na ba tayo dito? Goods na ba tayo dito, guys? Goods na ba to? Yan. The student argued he would not cheat in his final examination even if he would failed. What's wrong with this? Yes, ma'am. Okay. What's wrong with this sentence? What's wrong with this sentence? The student argued he would not cheat in his final examination. The student argued he would not cheat. Mhm. Ang sagot po dito ay, kasi di ba natapos na niya yung exam niya. So, would failed. Letter D. The student argued he would not cheat in his final examination even if he fails. Fails lang po. Fails. Kahit nakipag-away talaga siya na hindi siya mag-cheat sa exam kahit bumagsak pa siya. Okay? So, ganun. Okay na tayo doon? Okay. Nag-jump na kagad to ah. Ayan. One of the members, disregard nyo na lang yung number, guys. One of the members of Red Brigade who killed Aldo Moore refused to plead guilty. Okay, what is wrong? What's wrong? B. Hmm. Okay, let's see. It's okay. So, ito din, isa ko pang i-ano sa inyo. So, wala po siyang error. Wala po siyang error. Na-overlook nyo lang yung sentence. So, one of the members of the Red Brigade who killed Aldo Moore refused to plead guilty. Okay. So, ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, guys. Pag nakakita kayo ng one of the members, one of the best, mga ganun. One of the best actresses. Lahat yan ay may ano ha, parang ang dami niya, no? One of the best actresses. I know that. One of the best actresses. I know. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. So, one of the best actresses I know is Angel Locsin. So, when you are using one of the, lagi po siyang may ano, marami. One of the best actresses, one of the best wines, one of the members of this team. Laging ang kanyang verb ay singular. Okay? Yun lang yung tatandaan nyo. Kaya ito ay tama. Kasi it is also in the past tense. Who killed? Aldo Moore refused to plead guilty. Tama yung pagkakakonstruct niya. Kasi one of the members of the brigade, sabi. Members. Marami siya. One of the members. So, pagka nakakita kayo ng one of the, laging yun ay is or present ang kanyang, present singular ang kanyang, present singular or past singular ang kanyang verb. So, tama to. Okay? Walang mali sa kanya. So, again, pag nakakita kayo ng one of the, lagi siyang isa lang ang tinutukoy. Isa lang ang tinutukoy. Grabe ka tricky, haha. Oo, sobrang dami pa niyang subject-verb agreement. I think nasa 30 plus. Meron pa tayong everyone. Guys, ito additional information ha. Pag nakakita kayo ng everyone, di ba meron tayong tinatawag na every one of us. O, ano yon? Anong verb nun? Every one of us. Anong verb ang kasunod? Dapat singular. Everyone. Kahit pa madami yan. Everything, everyone. Basta nakakita kayo ng everything, everyone, is yun. O minsan kasi inaano natin na every one of us or every people has their. No, that's wrong. Has his or her. Okay? Kasi yun minsan yung kadalasang mali pag nagko-construct ng sentence. Diba? Pag sinasabing, everyone of, pag sinabi natin, sige, ano ko na lang. Every one of us has, every one of them na lang, pwedeng ganun. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin has their. Kasi singular lang yung everyone. So, has his or her. Para hindi ka gender bias. Gamitin mo lagi, has his or her. Okay? Para hindi maging sounded as gender bias ka. But, pwede natin gamitin yung he at his as a universal pronoun. Ito. Ayan na. Basta alam na yan sa English pag kahit hindi mo alam yung gender. Ginagamit natin ang he at his sa sentence. Formally lang naman yun. Pang formally written or spoken, ginagamit natin yan pag hindi natin alam ang gender. For example, he is industrious. Kahit wala tayong tinutukoy, basta tao ang tinutukoy natin, pwede natin tong gamitin. Okay? Ano pang pwede natin gamitin? Some. Anong verb ng some? Some is or some are? Okay, some per. Very good. It's are. Some are. Kahit ba konti lang yung tinutukoy mo, pero nga, we are following the subject-verb agreement. Okay? Okay. Para kahit hindi na natin i-go over itong mga sentence na to kasi we are magta-time na tayo, kaya dinidiscuss ko na lang yung mga subject-verb agreement. Meron pa tayong reading comprehension after this. At saka word analogy. Kaya bilisan na natin itong part na to. So, mother buy a new dress for me yesterday. What's wrong? Okay, it's letter A. So, it should be what? It should be what? Sige nga. Bought. Kasi bakit bought? Bakit hindi buys? Bakit hindi buys? Gusto ko buys. Yesterday pa bumili. That's great. Okay, di ba? Nagaling niya kayo. Nagaling na kayo. Pero as a teacher, I'm very happy. Okay. Since there was no evidence to indicate whose ring it was, the presiding magistrate dismissed the case. Anong mali? Ano pong mali? Hinahanap natin ang mali. Ayan, meron na lang tayong 1 hour. So, kailangan bilisan na natin to. Anong mali dito, guys? Whose ring it was? The presiding magistrate dismissed the case since there was no evidence to indicate whose ring it was. Ano po ang mali? Presiding? Whose? Anong mali sa kanya? Anong mali sa kanya? Okay. So, ang mali sa kanya, tama? Letter A. Okay. So, tingnan natin. Ayan. So, this is the difference between whose and whose. O, di ba nakakalito siya? So, whose is a possessive. Tingin muna kayo sa pink. Sa pink. Whose is a possessive pronoun. When we say possessive pronoun, it shows ownership or pag-aari. Like her, his, our, and etc. Mine. We use whose to find out which person something belongs to. So, kagaya nun, dapat yun ay whose ring. Okay? Whose ring. Itong W-H-O-S-E. Example sentence. Whose car is this? Whose notebook was stolen in the class? The child whose bicycle has been lost cried. The girl whose bag is red is looking for you. So, yun yung whose ha, showing ownership or possessiveness. Unlike whose is always a contraction. Pag sinabi natin contraction ay pinaikli. Who is. Para bang your. Di ba may your tsaka your? Y-O-U-R at saka Y-O-U''R-E. So, magkaiba rin yun. Magkaiba rin yun. Kadalasan nagkakamali tayo doon. And who is whose. Para bang she is, she's, he's, it's. Contraction siya, contraction word. For example, sentence, who's driving in that blue car? And the likes. Okay, clear na ba tayo dito? Ito, madali lang to guys. Okay na to? Okay. Next, the increasing mechanization of life have led us farther away from daily contact with nature and the craft of farm. Ano naman to? Ano mali dito? Okay, kagaya to nung kanina. Have led us farther away. Okay, tingnan na nga natin. Okay, have led us. Okay, so ito rin yun ha. Enlighten ko lang kayo. Sometimes, even the simplest words can be misused by both native and non-native speakers of English. So kagaya natin, di naman tayo native speakers of English because our language is Filipino. So these are words that we use so often in our daily speech that we don't think about. And maybe that's the reason why we sometimes confuse them. Okay? Nakakalito siyang gamitin. Kagaya kanina, lalo na may had pa. Di ba may past participle pa? Pero yun nga yung in-explain ko kanina na mas madaling maintindihan ang difference ng past tense at past participle. Okay, so ang usage ng have is the form of verb that goes with such pronouns as I, you, we, and they, as well as with plural nouns. Kagaya na sinabi ko kanina. And ito rin, has goes with pronouns like he, she, it, and with singular nouns. Okay? Naliliwanagan na ba kayo sa English? Medyo complex talaga to. Complicated talaga siya. Okay, next. Yes. Okay. A group of young people have been working for the local barangay. What is wrong? What is wrong? What's wrong? All right. So, it's letter C. Correct. Have been. Kasi it should be has been. Since singular, a group lang naman eh. A group of young people has been. Okay? So the one that is being referring to is a group. But ito, meron tayong rule for the number versus a number. Okay? This is iba naman to. So the expression, the number, is followed by a singular verb, while the expression, a number, is followed by a plural verb. So tatandaan nyo lang, the, is, a, are. Okay? Or any other singular and plural verb. Basta pag the singular, a plural. Example, the number of people we need to hire is 13, di ba? The number is. Next, a number of people have written in about this subject. So, a number, have. Okay? Again, the number is. A number, have. A number, are. Okay? Clear na po? Clear na ba? Ito nakakalito din kasi to eh, yung the number tsaka a number. Okay. Kasi yun yung nasa subject verb agreement natin. Ayan, Frank's dog is still in the yard. My father said perhaps he had better stay there until we have finished our dinner. Ayan, ito din. Anong mali sa kanya? Anong mali sa kanya? Okay, letter. Sige. Try yung iba. Hala, sumagot naman kayo dyan. Okay, anong mali? Anong mali sa kanya? So, mali ang letter. Dami sumagot ng letter D ah. Okay, so the correct answer is letter B. Why? Okay, so tama ang sentence na ito. But what makes it wrong is the punctuation mark. Okay. So since ang naka-quote, Frank's dog is still in the yard. Yun ay sinabi ng tatay. That is indirect speech. Frank's dog is still in the yard, sabi ng tatay. Pero itong perhaps dapat wala na siyang quotation. Oh, sorry. Wala na siya dapat quotation mark na ganun. Kasi yun ay other parts na ng remaining parts na siya ng sentence. Ganito ha. Frank's dog is still in the yard, my father said. Kumbaga ito ay sinasabi na lang ng reader. Perhaps he had better stay there until we have finished our dinner. Ang galing mo. Overlook ko po yun. Oo, minsan ma-overlook talaga natin yung sentence. Kailangan nga lang, di ba, nasa rules natin sa multiple choice na ma mabasahin muna natin at tingnan mabuti ang even kasi yung punctuation mark. Very particular talaga dyan ang mga gumawa ng exam. Talagang konting ano lang, mali ka agad, di ba? So, kailangan alam natin kung paano gamitin ang punctuation mark, kung paano gamitin ang semicolon, colon, period, question mark, exclamation point, at kung ano-ano pang mga ellipsis na yan. Diba? May mga ganun pa tayo. So, dapat alam natin kung saan sila mga naka-place. Alright? So, yun. Perhaps he had better stay there until we have finished our dinner. So, yun yung mali sa kanya. Okay na po? Mhm. Okay. So, guys, pasensya na doon sa ibang mga kinorek natin kasi hindi ko na siya masyadong na-review eh. Kasi nire-review ko din yung sarili ko habang nagre-review tayo. Okay, so in our community, our neighbors, we help each other. Ayan, so anong mali dito? Ano po ang mali dito, mga ma'am, sir? Ano po ang mali? Come on, what's wrong? Okay, we. Dapat wala ng we, di ba? Pampagulo lang yung we na yan. Dapat, our neighbors help each other. Okay, di ba? Galing nyo na, galing nyo na. Makakatuwa naman, papasal talaga kayo. O, ito. Neither nor ulit. Anong ating sagot? Na-discuss na yan kanina. Yung rule. Letter C. Dapat siya ay is. Kasi Filipina. Filipina here is a name. Okay, it's a name. Is dapat siya. Wow, very good. Talaga nga naman. Papasa na kayong lahat. Okay. Next. Offer the nomination to whoever commands the respect of the people. What's wrong in here? Okay, what's wrong in here? Offer the nomination to whoever commands the respect of the people. No error. Tama siya. Tama po siya. Ayan, baka ma-overlook nyo na naman tong ano ha. May mga no error sa identifying error ha. Hindi naman lahat ay may error. Okay? So, tama yung pagkakakonstruct ng sentence na ito. Her father gave him money for her tuition fee. Anong mali dito? Last na to. Last item for identifying error and for grammar and usage. Medyo hihinga na tayo ng kauntian. Her father gave him money for her tuition fee. Sige, yung iba ba? Sumagot kayo ha. Para may special participation kayo dito sa ating group study. It's letter. Nagtatalo ang letter B at C. Sige. I-eliminate natin ang letter. Ang gusto nyo eliminate natin dito? Oh, letter C, letter B, letter. Nagtatalo ang B at C, oh. O sige, mamili na lang tayo sa B at C since yun lang yung sinasagot nyo. Her father gave him money for her tuition fee. Ano siya, guys? Siya ay letter, letter B. So, letter B yung mali. Kasi, di ba, her father gave him, siya nga yung bibigyan. Her father gave him money for her tuition fee. Pero guys, alam niyo, minsan, narinig niyo na ba yung ambiguity? Narinig niyo na yung ambiguity? Ito siya. Ambiguity. Yan. Yung word na yan, narinig niyo na ba yan? May i-share ako sa inyo. Oo, pwede siyang redundancy. Kasi yung thought niya is ambiguous. Ambiguous. Yung meron pa tayong tinatawag na redundant, may redundancy. Pero meron din tayong tinatawag na ambiguity or ambiguous. So ito ay yung mga double meaning. 'Di ba kagaya nito? Magbigay tayo ng example. Medyo unclear at inexact ang ambiguity or ambiguous. Magbibigay ako sa inyo ng sentence. Yan. Mga sentence na pwede. Ayan. Pagka nakakita kayo ng word na bat, di ba pwede siyang bat na pang-strike ng ball? Pwede rin siyang flying nocturnal mammal. Kasi ambiguous na siya. Pero, dapat maganda yung pagkakagamit mo ng salitang bat sa sentence. Kasi, maybe it an animal or maybe it a thing that is being used to strike a baseball, di ba? Baseball bat or a bat that is flying. Iba pa siya. Ano siya, meron siyang, may tawag dyan sa cup at cup. Pwede siyang, yung magkapares yung sounds. Ang tawag sa kanya ay homophones. Parang yon. Cup at cup. Meron pang tinatawag na homonyms ba yun? Homonyms or homophones. Kasi may mga ano pa yan add. Ano ba? Add. Yung add, yung advertisement. Yung add, ADD. Diba? Yun. Or I. Bawa, pasok siya sa homophones. Ayan, words that sound alike but are spelled differently. Okay? Pasok siya sa homophones. Kasi magkatunog sila, pero mali naman, magkaiba yung kanilang spelling. Okay? Halimbawa nan ay, mata, tsaka eye. Okay? O kaya eyes, tsaka eyes na yellow. Okay? Kaya dapat, pagka meron lang tayong kinakausap or may pinakikinggan tayo, we should know how to listen to the context. Not just the word or the sentence itself, but the context of what is being said or what is being heard. Kasi maaari tayong malito at dyan pumapasok ang misunderstanding at miscommunication. Okay? So, ayan. Doon na yun pumapasok. Lahat-lahat na yun. Magkaka-connect na yun sa communication, sa speaking. Okay? So marami pa tayo talagang marami tayong magagandang topics sa English. Saya-saya kaya mag-English. Yun nga lang, pag itong identifying errors, talagang ma-overlook mo yung mga sentence minsan. Okay? Okay na tayo sa grammar? Okay na po tayo sa grammar? Okay, matatapos na tayo. 2 topic na lang. Makakatulog na tayong lahat. Okay, yun lang tubig. Okay, so now, since we are done with the vocabulary, the techniques in multiple choice test taking, and the grammar and its usage, especially the subject-verb agreement, now let's go to the reading comprehension. So, dito sa reading comprehension, dito pumapasok yung also yung pag-analyze natin. Kasi kanina nag-analyze na tayo sa subject-verb agreement. Yes. Gusto nyo ba? Gusto niyo ng ibang documents ng English? Sige, yung mga reviewer ko ng LET. Kasi may mga kasi general ed naman kasi to eh. Gen ed naman kasi lalo na yung mga kasi kung magte-take naman kayo ng mga entrance exam, talagang may mga English diyan. May mga English diyan na Sa kasi talagang madami sa Napolcom at saka ang alam ko pinakamadami talagang English ay yung civil service. Tuloy na bang civil service? Tuloy na siya, no? Okay, sige. Okay, sige. 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 Mag-gather pa ako ng informations na yung may mga lumalabas sa exam niya. Okay, so ito naman, reading comprehension, i-discuss natin. Ready na, para matapos na tayo. Now, what is reading? Reading is a complex skill involving several sub-skills. And can be developed only through practice. So, pag nagpa-practice tayo magbasa, mas nade-develop ang ating reading skills at understanding skills. A person who reads actively from childhood, simula pa bata siya, have a wider range of vocabulary, can read faster, understand better, and find it easier to express themselves when they are adults. So that's why, ako personally, when I was younger, I hate reading books. But since gusto ko ma-practice yung communication skills, so I try to read up until now. I am learning to read na yung talagang magbabasa ako. Pero kasi ang ginawa kong technique sa word exam is not just reading. Okay, reading with comprehension, of course. Okay? So you don't just read. Okay? You have to read with understanding, with comprehension. Okay, so what is the purpose of reading comprehension? So reading comprehension adds meaning. Pero parang magkabalik yung ko. Okay, sige. So reading comprehension, comprehension adds meaning to what is read. Okay, so halimbawa nagbabasa nga tayo pero hindi naman natin naiintindihan. Para saan pa yung binabasa natin, di ba? So comprehension adds meaning to what is read. Okay? And reading comprehension occurs when words on a page are not just mere words, but thoughts and ideas. So this makes the reading enjoyable and fun, okay? And informative also. Just like what we are doing right now. I am sharing my knowledge to you and you read also everything here in the PowerPoint presentation. So this has something to do with knowledge also. So when you understand a text, it's automatically decoded in your mind. So you have understood, you have learned. Oh, that this is like this is about the subject-verb agreement, this is what flamboyant means. So you have understood. But if you have just read flamboyant and its spelling, you just know the spelling, but you don't know it, right? That's why we have a difficulty in learning vocabulary words and different highfalutin words or um, difficult words. Kasi hindi natin siya naiintindihan. Alam lang natin yung form at spelling. Oh, nabasa natin yan. Comprehension. Ano ba yan? Ibang pakialam ko dyan. So, eto, yung meaning ng comprehension. Okay. Comprehension adds meaning to what is read. It's about not just understanding the words, but also the thoughts and ideas. It's not just mere words. Okay? And this comprehension triggers our mind to think critically. So it makes reading enjoyable, fun, and informative. And it is needed to succeed in school, succeed in work, and life in general, just like our professional world. So kailangan talaga natin to yung pag-unawa sa ating binasa, comprehension. Okay? So when we comprehend, mas maganda yung ganun. Hindi yung bastang binasa lang natin. Diba? So, if we are reviewing and preparing for an examination, it is not good just to memorize. Okay? You are not just to memorize for the test. You are to comprehend everything for the test. So, para kahit maiba-iba yung mga salita sa multiple choice, when you understood the context or the meaning, okay, of the certain sentence or a certain question, alam mo ang takbo niya. Kahit iba-ibahin mo yan, basta't alam mo yung context, naunawaan mo yun, nabasa mo yun sa isang libro, at natutunan mo sa review, ayan, kaya mo na siyang sagutan. Okay? Kesa naman ni-review mo lang, ni-review mo nga siya, ni-review mo lang siya at minaster mo lang siya na naka-mnemonics ka lang. Diba? So, mahihirapan kapag naiba na yung term pag nasa actual examination ka na. Right? Agree ba kayo? Agree? Agree ba? So, para mas mapadali ang pagsasagot natin, kailangan naiintindihan natin ito. Okay? So what is comprehension again? It is the understanding and interpretation of what is read. So to be able to accurately understand written materials, readers need to be able to decode. So ito na nga yung sinasabi ko kanina, to decode what they read. Make connections between what they read and what they already know. So meron tayong prior knowledge. So when we read, for example, we are reading about criminal justice. So, kapag nagbabasa kayo about doon, of course, meron na kayong prior knowledge what criminal justice is. And when you read that particular topic, mas nadadagdagan pa yung information nyo about that topic pag naintindihan nyo yung binabasa nyo. Okay? Hindi yung bastang binasa lang natin siya, pero wala naman tayong naintindihan. O criminal justice, alam ko na yan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin, alam mo siya thoroughly. Okay? So it also make connections between what they read. So you know your prior knowledge about criminal justice, for example. Tapos may additional information, mako-connect mo sila. Because your prior knowledge will be connected to what you have read or what you will be reading. Okay? So, yun yung mga prior knowledge natin. Mahalaga yung mga stock knowledge natin, yung ano yung schema natin sa isang bagay. And think deeply about what they have read. O, halimbawa, you have already done reading the book about ballistics. May subject po ba kayong gano'n? Tama, di ba? Okay, may subject ibang gano'n. So, halimbawa, may ano ka nun, may subject kang ganun, tapos nadagdagan pa siya ng isa pang topic under, yes po, sa CLE po. Okay. Sige. So, ayun, may nadagdagan pa siyang topic na about dun. So, mas madali mo siyang mauunawaan. You are not just thinking deeply, but you are thinking critically. O, di ba? Forensic ballistic. Okay, alam ko. buti naman may, buti naman may alam pala ako sa mga subject niyo, guys. Okay. So, yun. Thank you so much, Ma'am Ana and Sir Bert, sa pagsagot. Ayan. So, mahalagang maunawaan natin ang reading comprehension. Not just reading, but with comprehension. So, tingnan natin itong mga sample questions na maaari nating ma-encounter. Ilan lang to? Parang mga 5 lang or 6, parang ganun. Kasi dati ay talaga natin ito, i-digest natin. Ayan, na-reveal na yung answer. So, people born under the zodiac sign Pisces are generous to a fault. They are always ready to help anyone in need, even those whom they have just met. Because they are kind and compassionate, they are often taken advantage of by people who come to them with a tale of woes and sufferings. If it happens that they don't have something to give, they will even borrow from friends so the people who come to them for help will not go home empty-handed. So, pagkatapos nating basahin, guys, na mabuti, minsan, guys, yung mga reading comprehension part ng exam, kagaya ko yung tinake kong exam sa division ng Quezon, yung part ng application namin sa DO, sa division, talagang mahahaba yung mga reading comprehension. Yung English proficiency test yun, mahahaba talaga yun. May mas mahahaba pa dito. Pero wag kayong tatama rin sa pagbabasa. Kasi minsan na-overlook lang natin na we read the first part and then we jump to the ending. So minsan dun tayo na kakamali. Pagka minadali natin kasi di ba may time limit. Minsan hindi naman tayo lahat ganun kagagaling magbasa at medyo mababagal pa tayong magbasa. So, ang nangyayari, nagja-jump tayo. So, ayan. So, babasahin natin lahat ng mabuti. So, what does the paragraph say about the people born under the sign Pisces? Okay, so isa-isayin natin, kahit may answer na. That Pisces people are merciful. That Pisces people often do not have something to give that they have to borrow from friends. That Pisces people are saints. That Pisces people are often successful because they are generous. Okay, so kaya po ang sagot natin dito ay letter A, that Pisces people are merciful. This is to sum up this selection or this paragraph. Kasi yung letter B, that Pisces people often do not have something to give that they have to borrow from friends. Nandito siya. Nandito siya, di ba? Pero, sobrang haba na niya. Ang hinihingi lang naman is main thought. So, kung ito yung isasagot nyo, ito lang siya. Nasaan to? Di ba wala siya? So, kulang. That Pisces people are saints. Meron po ba ditong Pisces, ang zodiac sign? Pag meron ditong Pisces, saint po ba kayo? Di ba hindi naman? So, pampagulo lang siya. Pampagulo lang siya. Napaka-imposible naman mangyari noon na ang Pisces people are saints. That Pisces people are often successful because they are generous. Yes, they are generous, but they are just what? Always ready. But hindi naman sinabi dito na talagang sila successful pag sila ay dahil sila ay generous, successful na kagad sila. Hindi naman po ganun. So talagang ang pinakang main na tinutumbok nitong paragraph na to, that Pisces people are merciful. Okay? That Pisces people are merciful. Na nakuha na niya yung first part up until the last part. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko po kanina na hindi lahat ng mahahabang sagot ay tama. Did you get me? Okay na tayo dyan? Okay. Ayan, itong haba nito. Sobrang haba nito, guys. Okay. So, yan. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. As such, it circles the Sun faster than all other planets, which is why Romans named it after the swift-footed messenger god Mercury. So Mercury, yun po yung messenger god. Was known since at least Sumerian times roughly 5,000 years ago, where it was often associated with Nabu. So Nabu is the god of writing. Mercury was also given separate names for its appearance as both a morning star and as an evening star. So Greek astronomers knew, however, that the two names referred to the same body. Heraclitus believed that both Mercury and Venus orbited the Sun, not the Earth. O di ba? Sobrang nakakatamad niyang basahin. Minsan parang wala pa tayong maintindihan. Pero this is about uh, the planet Mercury na nahaluan na siya ng uh, mga Greek myth or mga gods and goddesses. Okay, so according to this passage, ano daw ang ibig sabihin ng passage na yan? Sige nga po. Try nyo nga pong sagutan kung anong ibig sabihin ng passage na yan. Ano po ang, hello? Gising pa ba? 43 na lang tayo. Letter ano guys? Letter D, Mercury is closer to the sun than the Earth is to the sun. O di ba? Yun lang. Kasi ito ay parang karagdagan na lang tong mga nandito. Wala naman siyang kinalaman. Iyang pinag-uusapan ay Mercury is closest planet to the sun. 'Di ba? Nahaluan lang siya ng mga ah, mga mythology. Okay? Nahaluan lang siya ng mythology. Pero ang pinaka tinutumbok kasi dito, minsan titingin kayo dito sa ano, sa topic sentence. Sa topic sentence, minsan tumingin din kayo dyan. Tapos, nandun, kadalasan makikita natin dun yung pinaka-topic ng passage. Okay? Kasi ang ating reading comprehension, maybe it a selection, passage, or just a sentence kung anong masasabi mo mamaya. Parang meron dito na. Gising pa po. Oo nga, di ba? Pampagulo lang talaga. Kasi 'di ba, nahaluan lang naman siya. Ang kinukuwento lang naman niya, shine-share niya lang Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Tapos biglang dadalihan mo ng as such, it circles the sun faster than, o 'di ba, hanggang dito other planets pa din siya. Tapos biglang, which is why romance, na anuhan na siya ng agad ng ganun, hindi naman siya, hindi naman yun masyadong mahalaga. 'Di ba? Kaya dito sa bandang huli, Heraclitus believed that both Mercury and Venus orbited the Sun, not the Earth. Okay? So, talagang about pa rin siya sa heavenly bodies na nahaluan lang siya ng mythology. O, di ba may gods-gods na? O, di ba? So, ayun. Yun. Ay, actually, ito rin yung hatest part ko ng exam. Kasi di ba nga sabi ko sa inyo, hindi ako masyado mahilig magbasa kahit ano ko, English teacher. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng ng English teacher kailangan kahilig mo magbasa. Hindi naman. May mga forte naman ay grammar. Ayan. Ako yun ang forte ko pero hindi ko forte yung mga literature na yan. Ayan. A person born in the year of the tiger is capable of gising pa kayo guys, may 30 minutes pa tayo. A person born in the year of the tiger is capable of earning large sums of money. But he is rather a spendthrift and does not always put his money to best use. He can also be most generous and will often shower lavish gifts on friends and relations. That is why a tiger person has many friends and acquaintances. Which of the following is true about a person born in the year of the tiger? Okay. A. He welcomes people in need and helps them in whatever way he can. B. He is always successful in earning large sums of money. C. He spends his money in extravagant and irresponsible way. And D. He is a good businessman. Mhm. Ano kaya sagot? True ha? True. 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 Anong sagot? Anong sagot mga kapatid? Ang sagot po ay, sino pang mga may ano dyan? Sagot pa kayo. Sige, para mabuhayan tayo. Come on, guys. Alam kong nakakaantok tong part na to, pero push natin to para sa ating ano, mga exam. Sige, may A, may C. Hmm. Okay, so the correct answer is, before we reveal the answer, so a person daw is born in the year of the tiger. So alam na natin yan, year of the tiger. So a year of the tiger daw is capable of earning large sums of money. But he is rather a spendthrift, magastos nga siya eh. And hindi niya ginagastos ng maayos ang pera niya. At di niya to ginagamit na maayos. But he can also be most generous and will often shower lavish gifts. Okay. So meron tayo ditong letter A. He welcomes people in need and helps them in whatever way he can. So wala naman siya dito. Hindi naman siya nakalagay dito. Okay? So hindi 'yun kasali sa pamimilian natin. Next, he is a good businessman. Wala namang nakalagay dito na ang tiger ay good businessman. Hindi naman lahat ng year of the tiger ay good businessman. So X na 'yon, A and D. So letter B and C na lang ang pamimilian natin. Letter B, he is always successful in earning large sums of money. Always ba? Always successful ba siya? He is just capable of earning large sums of money, but he is not successful in earning large sums of money. And that's wrong. The correct answer is letter C. He spends his money in extravagant and irresponsible way. Di ba nga magastos nga siya eh. And he doesn't always put his money to best use. So irresponsible siya sa paggastos. Maari siyang maging generous, pero magastos siya, hindi siya marunong gumamit ng pera sa tamang paraan. Alam niyo yun, talagang gastos lang ng gastos. According sa passage, baka may year of the tiger dito. According sa passage. Alright, gets na po ba? Nagets ba tong passage na to? Di ba ang dali lang niya? Yan, nagets ba to? Nagets? Ayan na, i-take note nyo to ha. Mhm. Okay. Konti lang tong ating reading compre. So the Philippines is experiencing its worst drought in 15 years. Corn and rice prices are expected to be very high this year o tagtuyot. What does the second sentence do? Ay, may napasamang ano. Hanggang letter D lang to guys. Napasama sa answer options tong question. So, ano daw to? It's what? What does the second sentence do? Yung second sentence hindi naman ito passage. Ito ay idea lang. The Philippines is experiencing its worst drought in 15 years. Ito ay sorry guys, sorry. Alin ba? Ang letter A natin ay ito na ha. A, B, C, D. Okay. It states an effect. Okay, that's correct. Less letter A, it states an effect. Kasi 'di ba ang sabi, may worst drought ang Philippines for 15 years na. So yung corn and rice prices are expected to be very high this year. So yun yung magiging epekto ng ating tagtuyot. Tama? Gets na? Gets? Gets na ba yan? Okay. Sige. Yan. It states an effect. Okay. Myths or stories. The products of fertile imagination. Sometimes simple, often containing profound truths. They are not meant to be taken too literally. Details may sometimes appear childish, but most myths express a culture's most serious beliefs about human beings, eternity, and God. The main idea of this passage is that myths, ano daw ang myths? Created primarily to entertain young children, are purposely written for the reader who lacks imagination, provide the reader with a means of escape from reality, and illustrate the values that are considered important to a society. Ano daw ang sagot? Okay, yes, ma'am. Anong sagot natin dito, guys? We are almost done with our group study. It's letter D, 'di ba? Doon pa lang makikita mo na kung ano ang pinararating ng myths. Kasi yung mga myths na yan, it illustrates the values that are considered important to a society. Dito lumalabas din dito yung mga gods and goddesses. 'Di ba? May mga yung mga pinagmulan nila, yung mga history nila, kung kanino silang mga anak-anak, 'di ba? Yung may maraming anak kasi sa mga myths diyan, particularly si Zeus, yung mga ganun. So, yung mga gods na yun, it illustrates the values that are considered important to society. Okay? So, wag kayong masyadong malilito ha, kasi mauunawaan nyo rin to pag tagal-tagal. Meron pa kayong mga panahon para makapag-review ng reading comprehension as long as uh, hindi kayo tatama rin talagang magbasa-basa. Talagang matututunan nyo rin ito. And ito naman, the games we used to play when we were young have been sidelined by modern gadgets. Nowadays, we no longer see children and teens playing piko, tumbang preso, luksong baka, patintero, and other enjoyable games our parents used to play. The young generation of today is so hooked on gadgets that they even have no time to talk to each other during their free time. This is very unhealthy according to some social scientists. Okay, wow, ang ganda naman ng passage nito. From the passage, we can conclude that. Okay, so ano daw mako-conclude mo sa passage? Ano daw ang masasabi mo sa passage? Sige, any guess? Educated guess. Children and teens will enjoy playing Pico. The young generation of today prefers modern gadgets. Ano siya? It's letter B. Correct. O, di ba? Nagaling na kayo, guys. O, di ba? Ang galing-galing nyo na sa mga sumagot. Ang gagaling nyo, guys. Okay, mostly letter B. Oops, sorry. Ayan. So, ito na yung last part ng ating reading comprehension. The young generation of today prefers modern gadgets over Pico, Patintero, and the likes, which is really true, di ba? Talagang ang mga bata ngayon ay, yes, positive answer. Ang mga bata ngayon ay may hilig mag-cellphone. Hindi nila masyadong naranasan yung maglaro. Kasi syempre pandemya naman. So yan, tapos na. Welcome to word analogy. Konti lang din to, madali lang naman kasing matutunan ang word analogy. Pero minsan may mga mahihirap na words, minsan may mga madadaling words, pero ayan. Pagtuunan pa rin natin ng pansin ang word analogy. Okay, by the way, okay na ba tayo sa reading comprehension? May mga katanungan ba kung paano pasagutan ng reading comprehension? May mga unclear pa ba tayo na tawag dito, may mga unclear pa ba tayong parts na hindi pa masyadong napagtuunan ng pansin? May ibang samples pa ako niyan. Isasama ko na lang dito sa file. Marami pa yan, marami pang ibang sample. Medyo ano lang talaga tayo, kinulang na tayo sa time. Kasi mag-11 na. Yes! Welcome! Okay. Yan, word analogy. Ito naman ay additional lang to talaga. Kasi meron din itong mga lumalabas sa mga English proficiency test, sa civil service, at hindi ko alam kung sa ibang exam merong word analogy, hindi ko sure. Pero yun kasi ibang mga test na na-take ko na. Pero hindi ako nag-civil service. Yung mga reviewer kasi na may word analogy. So, ayan. Particular din sila sa mga word analogy. So, a word analogy test will challenge your English language skills, your ability to see relationships between ideas, and your ability to think methodically. Okay? So, ito ay uh, para malaman nyo ang relationship ng dalawang bagay at dalawang ideas. Okay? So, ayan. Gising pa ba kayo? Guys, gising pa ba? Gising pa ba kayo? Gising pa ba kayo? Press 1 sa mga gustong pumasa. Come on, press 1. Press 1, press 1, press 1, press 1. Press 1 sa mga gustong mag-top. Ayan. Press 1 muna tayo para mabuhay. Yan, press 1, press 1. Para top notcher, di ba? 1. Press 1. Press 1, top 1. Press 1. Nice one, curse 1. Ayan. Press 1 tayo ha, para magising-gising naman tayo dyan ng kauntian. Ayan. Kilala ko kayo mga nag-press 1 kayo ha. Press 1 kayo dyan. Oo naman. Walang sana. Sure na yan. Pasada na kayo. For formality na lang to. Uy, oo nga. 9-9. Press 1. Ayan. Naka-press 1 na? Okay. Papasa na kayong lahat. Okay. So, konti na lang naman to guys. Konting-konti na lang. Konting-konting kembot na lang. At tayo ay mag-e-end na ng ating review. Ayan, analogies also are inferences of similarity between two relations. So in this test, words are used between which specific logical relations exist. So ito guys ay hindi ko na nasamahan ng iba pang sample kasi medyo nahirapan ako maghanap ng mga sample analogies. Kasi yung iba ay galing talaga siya sa mga reviewer na ibinigay sa akin. So, ayun. Ito ay wala masyado. Pero, pwede ko namang sangatan to ng iba pang ng iba pang mga items. Analogy na questionnaire. Okay, so in this test, words are used between which specific logical relations exist. Sometimes object, pictures, or even numbers are used. In this verbal, thank you, Ma'am Christine. Thank you. Nakakatuwa naman. Thank you. Ayan. So sometimes object, pictures, or even numbers are used. In this verbal reasoning test, analogies are presented verbally. So, pagka yung analogy, yung relationship lang yan, halimbawa, Philippines, Asia. Italy, ano siya? Halimbawa, Philippines is to Asia. Tapos, Philippines is to Asia, then Italy is to what? Europe. Okay, Sir Joseph, correct. Correct. So, ganun lang kadali ang analogy, kaya hindi ko na siya masyado. Grabe naman. Thank you. Pang 1,000 ka na yata ang nagsabi sa akin, pang DJ yung boses ko. Okay. So, ayan. Para medyo magising-gising kayo na para lang kayo nakikinig ng radyo. Okay, so ayan. So yun yung relationship, 'di ba? Doon natin makikita, hindi yung lalayo ka. Kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin Philippines, tas Asia. Tas dadali ka ng Italy, dadalihan mo ng Rome. Mali yun. Kasi ang hinihingi natin ay continent. Country, then continent, then country, then continent ulit. Hindi yung mag-ano ka ng city. Country tas city. Mali yun. Iba yun. Okay, so next. So where are word analogy tests used? So verbal analogy tests are part of standardized psychometric assessment tests that are designed to assess a candidate's general verbal acuity and insight. So they are commonly found in verbal aptitude tests used by employers for candidate selection. They are also used for other professional examinations like your examination in penology and civil service and the criminology licensure examination and other examinations. Talagang may lumalabas talaga mga word analogy. Minsan yung mga word analogy, kaya napasama yung mga vocabularies natin. Minsan may analogy na lumalabas ay a certain word and then its synonym. Tapos a certain word ulit, dapat ano yung synonym niya? May lumalabas na ganun. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, uh, talagang palawakin niyo yung vocabularies niyo. Ako hanggang ngayon pinapalawak ko pa rin yung vocabulary ko because as a teacher hindi naman natatapos ang pag-aaral. Ano. Tsaka masarap makatuto ng mga iba-ibang bagay, learnings and experience din. So yun. Para hindi lang tayo stuck sa isang pagkatuto, di ba? Mas maganda yung marami pa tayong napag-aaralan. Okay? Okay, what are the functions of analogy? So analogies function to describe or to explain one thing by examining its similarities with another thing. So yun nga yung sinasabi ko kanina, kagaya ng example ko. 'Di ba? May similarities and also may relationship kung ano ang connection nila sa isa't isa. So dapat yung isasagot nyo sa analogy ay katumbas ng given example. Halimbawa nga lang naman ng Philippines, Asia. Tapos, Italy, Europe. So, connected siya. Halimbawa pa ay, um, ano pa tawag dito? Halimbawa na lang ay uh, cat, tapos mouse. So, pwede mo siyang, halimbawa ay dog. Ano ba ang pinakang kaaway? Pwede namang cat din, 'di ba? Yun yung parang kaaway niya. Yun yung thought nung sample na yon, cat, mouse. Ano ba chine-chase ng cat? Di ba mouse? Chine-chase ng dog sometimes cat. Di ba? Pag nasa choices naman yung cat, edi yun ang isagot niyo. O di ba? Ganun lang siya kadali. Ayan, sweet, sugar, sour, lemon. As long as naandun siya sa pamimilian. Okay? Ayan. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Ayan. So the two things may be very dissimilar and the analogy forces the reader or listener to understand the connection between them. So yun nga po yung sinasabi ko kanina. So dapat related sila sa isa't isa. Okay, hindi lang siya basta-basta nilagay doon. Halimbawa ito. Bawa sinabi ko ay Quezon, Lucena. Halimbawa ay, ano pa bang mga, halimbawa ba, ibang bayan din. Tapos, ano yung capital niya? Diba dito sa Quezon, Lucena? Halimbawa ay, medyo mahina ako sa mga lugar-lugar. Ba't ba yun pa in example ko? Halimbawa, Lucena, Habhab. Ay, Habhab. Lucena ay Chami. Adilokban, Habhab. O, di ba? Ganon. Ganon ang analogy. Okay? Basta mga ganon. Oh, for example, ito. What questions can I expect from analogy test? So the word analogy test format is always similar to the example below. Ito yung example sa baba. Minsan ganito siya kadalasan. Fast is to running, as slow is to? Anong sagot? Fast is to running. As slow is to... Oh, guys, come on. What's the answer? Okay, it is letter A. Okay, it's walking. If running is fast, then walking is slow. Walking is the correct answer. Okay? So, ganun lang po yung analogy. Ano, ganun lang yung pagsasagot ng analogy. Okay, this one. Nest, bird. Ano pa yung katambal niya? Nest is the bird. Ano? Anong katambal niya? Nest is to bird. Dapat related siya sa... Okay, letter A. Cave is to bear. Ay, na-highlight lahat. Ba't ganun? Letter A. Cave. Tirahan ng bear. Next. Teacher, school. Anong katumbas? Ano ang related sa kanya? Teacher is to school. Para ba siyang ratio, guys? Di ba may colon siya? Parang ratio. Teacher is to school. Ah! Ano sagot? Letter B siya, guys. Ba't kasi lahat na highlight? Letter B, waitress is to restaurant. So, ang inaano dito ay, this is a functional relationship. So, a teacher works in a school in the same way a waitress works in a restaurant. Diba? Related sila. A lawyer, trial. Meron po ba dito mag-law-lawyer? Aspiring. Yan. Lawyer is to trial. Anong katumbas niya? Ayan. Letter C. Doctor is to operation. Di ba ang lawyer ay nag-handle siya ng court trial? Ang doctor naman, nag-handle siya ng operation. Okay. Yung, tawag dito, yung sa hospital. Di ba? Maraming klase ng operation. Pero ito, kasi doctor ang tinutukoy. So, operation siguro sa hospital siya, syempre. So, it's doctor. Letter C. Doctor operation. Ayan. Fox, chicken. Ayan, may sagot na siya. Cat, mouse. Ayan. So, yun lang yung ating review for today or for tonight. So, eksakto tayo. Ayan, mag-11 pa lang. So, ayan. Open na po ang ating table sa mga magtatanong bago tayo mag-end. Bitin ba yung word analogy ko? Sige, lagyan natin ng mga ano yan. Oo naman. May mga tanong ba kayo, guys? May mga tanong ba kayo? Wait lang, tingin nga. Bitin yung word analogy natin, ano. Pero sakto lang tayo sa time. Hayaan nyo, ha. Pagka, sangatan ka ng ano. Thank you so much din sa inyo. Thank you po, Sir Chap, sa po sa akin invite sa group study na ito.